Well, hi there. Just want to let you guys know I'm still waiting on a Yahoo from Rest of Gaming to hop on. But I hope you guys are having a fantastic evening with whatever it is you're doing. And definitely want to thank you for dropping by and hanging out in the stream this evening. So tonight the plan is just to do some random Dreamcast games. So just recently picked up Toy Commander, so I figured this would be a fun way to go. Hope you guys are all doing great. I like how the second my voice and face show up on live stream, the number of viewers drops, but I have no idea if YouTube has fixed the view or not. Yeah. But yeah. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and pour some wine, let some folks jump in. We'll see how this works out. Gab, how are you doing, man? An ad for Raid Shadow Legends? Nice, I like it. Let's see here. Oh wow, it would appear that the YouTube chat is actually finally up to date, so I can see how people are jumping in. Actually got a Raid Shadow Legend, that's great. So before we started, the audio level's decent between the game and myself. Oh, you're working tonight, okay. I suppose it's always good to be back and audio seems okay. Hey Rex, how you doing, man? But well, that's good to hear. Alright, good so far. Alright, so there's plenty of room to descend, so that should be good. What I want to know is, where did that kid get that aviator's cap? That's pretty tight. Yeah, just gonna wait on Yahel to hop on. So, figure I'll just sit here, read chat as you guys are doing it. My dog decided she didn't want to be in her chair, which is why it's over the side of the frame over here. So, sorry. Yeah. Family's clearly... Yeah, I guess based on, like, there's some other clips I was watching this and was going through a couple times. His room, he has, like an actual, like, I don't know if it's a rug or he has actual AstroTurf on a part of his room. I'm like, yeah, definitely a rich kid. Definitely. I saw about a minute of it. I was kind of busy working on I've been obsessing with the 3D model thing I've been setting up. I built this entire, like, aisle in a store, and I did, like, Nintendo, Master System, and then kind of a reference to the TurboGrafx as I was talking about a sequence. And that's actually rendering on my computer upstairs right now while I'm down here streaming, just because it's, turns out when you render 3D models in 4K with 2 light sources and, like, high-end textures, it takes a long time to render a 1-minute sequence. So that's, it still has about 2 or so hours left on that render. Yeah, so I'm waiting on that one to come through. Yeah. But good times. So TurboGrafx video is a bit over a third of the way done now, so that's good. They actually make AMD processors that expensive? Like a Threadripper, right now, like, currently my computer upstairs is a Ryzen 7 build, and it does, like, real-time rendering pretty well, and it's got like 64 gigs of RAM in it, and I have to say for 3D stuff it's been great. Just the sequences I've been doing just because they're 4K, I think, and I also upped the pixels per square inch for some reason, because I want it to look real pretty. So I don't know, this is more just experimenting, really. I'm doing this entire next video in 4K, and it's certainly more time-consuming. Threadripper, yeah. Yeah, I just built that computer last year, and I'm like, man, I kind of want to build a computer just dedicated exclusively with parts that are basically designed for nothing but video editing. Having way too much fun doing 3D stuff. Well, while we're waiting for Yahoo, let's go ahead and start the game for a bit. Let's just kind of dive in. See if it's set. Yeah, so I'll just give it a minute. Sorry, after 1 second, I'll send him a message. I'm gonna call me. But I hope you guys are all doing fantastic and having a good time. Oh man, I haven't seen a sunroom like that since I lived in California forever ago. Should probably do training, but yeah. Is the Wilhelm scream is that public domain yet? Okay, right trigger? Okay. I didn't read the mission synopsis, so I'm not quite sure what I need to be doing right now. But we'll find out. We'll figure it out. Fireplace. That reminds me of those rat missions from Shoot the Cat. Or, sorry, rat maps from Counter-Strike. If you're playing those. Oh, I can shoot the wine glasses. That's kind of nice. I'm supposed to attack the cat? Is that what I'm doing? Okay. Okay, so I'll land right there. All right. This isn't like Aero Fighters where it's like, stay on target, stay in formation. Okay, here we go. Oh god. Did I just grab the sugar, or what was it? Oh, whatever this is, okay. Guys, this is rather awkward flying for a helicopter, because this... Okay, that's weird. Okay, so, yeah, forward and back are the triggers, and up and down on the stick is literally up and down. That's just a little awkward. Hey, Stry, how you doing, man? The best games ever made. Let's see, G.I. Joe, the movie's opening credits has Sergeant Slaughter as Sergeant Slaughter. That's amazing. Why, hello there.
Hey, man, sorry it took so long.
No worries, man.
Oh, man. There was like it's not like, you know, we don't really get thunderstorms out here, but like while I was trying to take the snap, there were like 2 giant lightning strikes. So I thought the power was going to go out, but...
Would have demanded you get on your phone. Like, no, waste your battery and talk to me.
It's only on 40%.
You're like, yeah, no, I'd like to live on the edge. So I never charge it when I'm home.
So how's your evening going?
Going fantastic so far. It's It was 96 degrees here in Boise today, but my garage is actually relatively comfortable, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, that's good.
Hey, Matt, let's go, man. And then, we got Gabber, Stry, 7 Beetle Doom, John, Rex.
Stry, very active as of late on the internet.
Yeah.
Sir.
I know, he just backed me on my Patreon, which I was kind of like, you really don't have to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he backed me on mine. Thanks a lot, Stry.
Yeah, I appreciate
And you
it.
really don't have to.
Yeah. I feel bad on mine because I'm like, I haven't made a video in 5 months.
I do have a list of people that have to, though. And, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm actually been meaning to start on the script for my video. But yeah, it's been busy, a little distracted and stuff. But I've done like a lot of like reading for it, a lot of the kind of, you know how you do like that kind of preliminary research.
Oh yeah.
Looking shit up, so I don't think it'll be. I say this every time. I don't think it'll be a long video.
Let's see here. Yes, console I love renewed. Freaking 32X is fantastic. Have fun. Finally join the Everything Club. Oh, fun.
Yeah, dude, like 32X is because Stry was talking to me about it. Like they're really expensive right now.
Oh yeah, they've gone up quite a bit. Because he was asking me if I knew anybody that was like looking to sell, and I'm like, I don't think I know anybody that wants to sell.
Yeah, I reached out to a few people. Like I knew you wouldn't want to sell, and Genobi wouldn't want to sell, so I didn't even bother with you guys. But I reached out to a few people, and everybody's like, no, it's, you know, that's the only way I have to play my 32X games.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, man, I can't plug that giant thing into the top of my my Genesis. I guess no game.
Look at this, just a flat surface for these textures here for this colored tile.
This.
Just
all
a plane,
like
just a flat plane.
Just 12 polygons a piece, or no, 12 pixels. So far, it's a pretty fun game. I'm just like, what am I doing right now?
What is this?
It's Toy Commander. I'm just like, I'm supposed to be doing
a lot of odd games.
something. Oh yeah, dude, I got my freaking I think I'm up to like 50 games or so in my PC collection. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, my fuel's getting low. I don't know how to pick up this chocolate. How do I recharge my gas in this toy helicopter?
Yeah, Stry, that's what I was thinking too. There's like no bump mapping.
Uh-oh.
Even Ian and I use bump mapping.
Let's see, let's see if I can just switch to a different mission. My collection value has increased by 20% in the past couple... Oh yeah, God, mine has dramatically grown.
Oh, hey Rex. Oh, and Mephitis, you're here. Hello.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun watching... Well, not fun. It's kind of sad, because I remember like when retro collecting was like a really fun and... Well, still fun, but just a really, really cheap hobby to do. Hey, man, actually, how you doing, man?
Hey, how's it
It was just, God, I remember like buying about Shining Force 3 for Saturn for $7.
Jeez.
That thing goes for like almost like 300, 400 now. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, it really is crazy. I wish it was cheaper. Not just because I don't want to pay, but you know, just so like more people could afford to get into it. But I mean, I gotta be honest though, I've been thinking about like just getting rid of a lot of my games that like, especially like my Super Nintendo and Sega games, my Genesis games, because you know I've got like EverDrives for them, and I'm kind of like, what do I have all these games for? Like, you know.
Well, I mean, like, what was? Hey, DJ Entertainment, how you doing, man? What was it? Alex was playing a bunch of ROMs. I'm like, oh, these are clearly, you know, your backed up copies, right? That you're playing.
Yeah.
But I can get it.
All
like,
my backed up copies.
Yeah. everything. Just I owned all of these games, even this, you know, non-North American released Brazilian title that is clearly something I would own normally.
Yes. It's in my storage unit.
Oh, congratulations, EJ. Have fun on the.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, getting that. It's always once you get started, it's always easier.
It's always fun at first.
It's always fun at first, and then like people have expectations of quality, and then you or that or you make them yourself in your own mind.
The way to almost to like never get sad on YouTube is to never be successful. Never have a successful video, because then your expectations change.
Yeah, I can't have that.
Well, then I guess you're just sad because you
Never get views or anything.
never get views of maybe.
Well, God, I remember I had like some moderate success on. Oh, apparently I have to hit those eggs. Like I had some moderate success on Blip back in the day, and then when Blip went out, I'm like, no, I have to start all over. And then it was just slow going.
Oh man, but that's right. We still can't like go to people's channels from the chat. Oh,
Yeah, that's so weird. I don't know why.
lame.
Was that because of that whole like? You think that was introduced because of that whole weird security flaw thing where?
No, because it ended up kind of being like that. You couldn't they couldn't like steal your channel just by going to their page.
Yeah, Card Freak remembers Blip.
I can only assume it was, you know, to stop people from harassing one another on their channels and like leaving comments on their videos, you know. Then like what they said in the chat, you go to their channel and maybe report their videos or whatever nefariously. But you know, the other side of that is like if I don't know, somebody like jumped in this chat with, you know, my same icon or whatever, there'd be no way of knowing that that's not really me.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've noticed, because I've gotten some interesting comments from Mr. Beast, some other bigger YouTubers, and I'm just kind of like, I really, really doubt that's the same person.
Yeah. Well, at least with them, like they would have a check mark.
Oh, I guess that is true.
But you know, like, I mean, there's some big channels that don't. Like, I think Guru Larry just got a check mark, even though he's been over 300,000 for like over a year.
Hasn't he been over like 500 for?
No.
Like 500,000 for a long time.
He's not that high, but he's been over 100,000 for years, and he just like recently, I know, got his check mark.
Oh.
Like, I'm not even 100% sure he has it, because I always thought that was like weird. I maybe he just didn't pursue it or whatever. I mean, I don't know how you even get it. So I besides being at 100,000.
Yeah. How do I get fuel? Gotta find these things. Oh god, that was the wrong thing. But yeah, I'd say this is a rather interesting game. Just wish I knew what I was doing better. I really need to talk to Alex, because apparently he has like good ideas on how to make sure I can hear everything going on.
Oh, he did that for me once. You mean in like OBS to hear the game or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it works, but like it was a very
A lot of steps.
It was a lot of stuff. I mean, he spent like an hour, like basically setting it up for me, like, you know, over screen share, and it worked. Don't get me wrong. Like it basically he just basically sets up like a lot of ducking, but you know, the audio will lower when you talk, and the game volume goes back up automatically. So it's kind of like, you know, acting as a gain compressor as well. More of a gain, I guess. But then like the problem I had was like once you need to add something or change the volume of something, or you know, you have some weird issue come up, like a technical issue come up, and you have to change some settings. Now you have like all this complicated setup to deal with. So I personally didn't find it necessary. The other side of that coin is his streams do sound really good. So
yeah, that is true. He does have a pretty good quality to his, for sure. Let's see here. Carvix says, the weirdest game I own is Berserk Guthrie. I do enjoy that game, but it is like hour-long cutscenes. Okay, how the heck do I start the stove? I'm gonna fly around for a minute and bring some more wine.
So in this game, do you just play as toys, Ian?
Yeah, so essentially you are toys battling something, but I think you're basically all inside a kid's head, I think is the dilemma here.
This looks like a room you and I would make at cinema.
It really does.
That's pretty cool that they made like the stove top be like the Dreamcast logo.
I didn't even notice that. Let me fly back here.
Go back around to the burners.
Oh!
Pretty sure they were.
Ha! Fantastic. And I lit all those burners, and I'm setting everything on fire.
This is like one of those like modern indie games it feels like you would get like in Steam store or something.
I feel like there was a lot of
Hey, John Rogers.
Oh, yeah, okay. Unlock another map. Yeah, I feel like this is one of those ones where I think this is actually an official Sega game. So like they were like, hey, let's do stuff in 3D because the Saturn didn't pan out, so let's put a lot of this stuff into into this whole next console. But yeah, it's kind of funny you said that. Yeah, looks like we're making Cinema 4D. I'm like, yeah, it really does. Yeah.
But worse.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm really happy with how that cinema store, the cinema store. That's a wrong way to say that.
The story up front you kind of made.
The store, like the store aisles I made with my models and such.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that looks pretty good. Happy with that. It's taken 4.5 hours to render this shit. I guess my mistake is like wanting everything in 4K.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that you were doing it in 4K.
I'm like, no, everything's got to be a 4K. I have my tinfoil hat theory that YouTube will promote 4K content, but it's completely crazy and unfounded.
I'm telling
hey, Jeremy, what's up, man?
Should have just done it in 1080 and Cinema 4D, but then in After Effects.
Upscaled.
In the media encoder, yeah, just put it at 4K.
That's probably a better way to do it.
I mean, I told you, well, I did it, I think I told you, like, I rendered the stuff in Cinema 4D in 720, and then the media encoder, I upscaled it to 1080. It looked perfect. But it's a bigger difference from 1080 to 4K, so maybe
yeah. I don't know,
it won't work as well.
This is all pretty much experimental. I'm just taking a lot of time on this one. But I have all the quotes from folks tracked down across the internet, so that's good to go.
Nice.
Yeah, it's always funny, like, when I go and contact another channel, I'm like, hey, would you be willing to... You're like, dude, I love your channel. I'm like, cool, I had no idea you even knew who I was, so this is fantastic. I just knew you followed me on Twitter, so I figured it was okay to ask you.
Yeah.
It all
I
matters.
believe Jake Paul's going to be on here.
Yeah, Jake Paul live from county lockup.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There he's getting yeah.
Did you are you at liberty to discuss who you got for your video, or you want to wait till you get everything in?
Well, I got a gentleman named ironically his name's actually Dalton Paul, no relation. He does kind of like some fun content videos where he reviews fan art, stuff like that. Then he'll go and do just like Star Wars stuff, things along those lines.
Okay.
Pretty funny guy. I enjoyed his content for a couple of years, and then I'm still new to 1080. Then another gent, he is a guy who does radio plays, actually.
Oh, nice.
And so I was talking to him, and he had just a really fantastic radio play that he had done some content on. And he was just sent me an email one day asking if I ever needed a nice baritone voice to do some quote reading. I'm like, you know what? Do I have a job for you?
Yeah, radio plays, that's one of those things where it's like, to me, it's kind of feast or famine. Like, they're either excellent or the worst.
Yeah, I don't know if are you familiar with a thing called Seeing Ear Theater?
No.
No, so essentially in like the early 2000s, the Sci-Fi Channel decided that the future was going to be internet radio plays in, 2002, which is not something I would think of. But
Sponsored by Real Player.
Yeah, I think legit Real Player was something you had to download at the time to listen to their radio plays. But they had fantastic hours and hours of content. I've downloaded the vast majority of it and have it on my computer just because it's good stuff. But some of it's been lost just due to not archiving it.
So Mephitis, no, like actual, like plays, like with different characters, like with a story structure. Mephitis was asking if you meant a podcast.
No, a radio play, like what they used to do in the 1940s, back before television.
Like War of the Worlds.
Yeah, War of the Worlds, Sherlock Holmes type mysteries, things like that, where they'd have multiple characters, and they'd tell you a story as they went along. It's really it's a dead art now, just because television, but they are they are. If you find a good radio play, they are fantastic. One of my favorites was this one they did. It was called The First and Last Musical on Mars. It was something they did where it's like this guy. Basically, apparently, these people in the solar system want an imperial coronation, and they want a musical conducted in their honor and all that. But the problem is no one knows how to do it, so they abduct a guy from Cincinnati, Ohio, who's a janitor at a musical hall.
I love this already.
It is fantastic. But really good stuff. And there's some of the great ones where they have, like, they retell some stuff from Orson Welles. They have one, like, other science fiction terror stories, like The Wheel, like post-apocalyptic stuff, and they're done beautifully in terms of, like, audio engineering.
Nice.
But it's one of those things, again, it's radio plays, the future from 1940, so it's not like it really caught on.
Did this game have the audacity to call this a different map just because it's flooded?
We have destroyed the supply... damn. Yeah, I think so. A different mission, at least. The Deep Sea Trap.
So Rex said the problem with traditional radio is that you can't get into it unless you already have an in with clear channel, clear channel. Like Cumulus bought up every radio station and got rid of most of the local people. Yep. Very, very true. Yeah. Although I will say, like, I hardly know anyone that listens to radio. Like, I don't really even listen to radio, like traditional radio. I mostly listen to podcasts. I rarely listen to music in the car now.
I listen to, like, random stuff on my drive to work, and that's about it. And even then, like, some days I just plug my phone in, and I'm like, nah, just listen to this instead. Hey, Show Me Retro, how you doing?
John Rogers said Sirius/XM adapted a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes into radio dramas around 15 years ago.
Hey, so random question for you. In your Tuscan-type kitchen that you flood, do you have a trident on the wall?
Oh, yeah.
We'll see if you're in a second.
I'm not a savage.
I mean, like, how else do you eat shrimp scampi?
I personally like to use mine for my potato bacon cheese wedges.
It's the only way I can flip my rotisserie chicken, right? Just
spread them 3 feet apart. Wait, that would make the trident like Dude, these little missile launchers look just like the missile launchers in that you fight in Chaos Control.
Oh yeah.
I almost wonder if they're like the same asset.
Some free open source asset from the 90s that Sega was like, I don't want to make a missile thing.
You could probably like get it like at extremeassets.com, but it's just X for the extreme and assets is with 2 Z's. Because it's the 90s.
Oh, God! You ever download Ware's like pirated PC games, like Juarez?
Is it called Ware's?
Ware's with all the Z's on the end.
Dude, I may have been mispronouncing it this whole time because I've never heard anybody like say it.
Oh wait, were you calling it Juarez? Juarez?
English is my second
Oh,
language.
no, that makes sense actually. Yeah, I was actually come to think of it, I've only ever heard it spoken.
Makes sense, like softwares, wares. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I feel like an idiot.
I mean, like,
I gotta leave your stream.
Yeah. See, I mean, Dead to Me, Sirius XM. I never really got into satellite radio. I guess because I'm like, I'm not in my car enough to really listen to it. So I'm like,
I just don't think it like, it had its time. But like now, like, because before you could like listen to like certain like niche programs or whatever on satellite radio, but now you can get all that stuff like via podcasts, right, or the internet, or you know what I mean, like why would you like do Sirius XM?
Yeah. Oh, Kevin Ball, how you doing, man? But yeah, no, I totally get you. I think the funny thing was, I remember someone was like, "You guys must sell a lot of this," and I'm like, "Why wouldn't we?" This is back when I sold retail stuff, like over a decade ago. And they're like, "Why would we sell?" Oh God, I just crashed it. Like, why would we sell internet radio to folks here? They're like, "Well, I mean, like, satellite or radio reception's bad." I'm like, "Well, maybe in like Montana, like places like that, I could see it being very popular, which apparently it is."
So yeah, John, I know that they have like apps and stuff that you can listen to it on your phone or your computer, but I don't know. Maybe I did get like 3 months of it when I got my my car, and a few years ago, and I just didn't like find like it. You know what it is? It's not that they didn't have stuff that they had stuff I wanted to listen to, but I could already listen to it on my phone through like apps I'm already familiar with and it's already stuff, and I didn't have to pay for it. So like, you know, it just
Yeah. Does your car have like Android Auto?
What's that?
Does your car have Android Auto?
Android Auto?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess not.
Android Auto. It's I guess you plug your phone into your computer and you basically can just like stream all of your apps to your car from your phone.
Oh, I mean, yeah, through Bluetooth.
Yeah. It's pretty. I freaking love it because my new car, I have it. I'm like, where have you been all my life? And that was after my wife basically wrecked her car when we went to Portland this last round. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was funny.
God,
like
I can't believe she tried to ruin your weekend.
Oh no! I was so concerned. I was like, thankfully her parents had driven out of the coast ahead of her. So if they hadn't been out there, and I was like, do I need to go out there? She's like, no, the car still runs and all that. And I'm like, okay, all right. I was like, God, that stressed me out. But no, it was funny because we were back in town, and like she was like, no, my car's fine. And I'm like, we're sitting at a red light, and like the car's like making some really weird noises and like stuttering, and I'm like, yeah, it's time. It's time. How do you kill these submarines? You can wait for them to surface? Is that how this works? Oh, okay, you can just shoot rockets into the...
Matt Action said that back in 2006, Sirius had a lifetime membership for $400. Still working fine and was worth it. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you like had some stuff that you were into then.
Was it Sirius who bought XM, or XM who bought Sirius, or did they merge?
I think Sirius bought XM, right? Because it was called Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but then it just became XM, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. They merged. Thank you, Matt Action.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is shockingly smooth, actually. I'm kind of really digging it.
I mean, ew, is it that shocking? There's not a lot going on.
Well, I mean, like, look at all this stuff. I know for a fact if I was trying to look at this for After Effects right now on my computer, it would just be catching on fire.
I mean, but that's a little different.
They're like those things have nothing to do with each other. I don't know why you even...
I would like to point out that almost everything in here is just a fucking plane. The water. Water's just a plane, I think. It's not even moving. Like it's an animated texture, but if you look, like, it's not really moving.
Yeah, I think it's basically a GIF.
Yeah, it's just a static moving. The plane is static. The texture is like moving or whatever. So like if you look like at that furniture or whatever, like the water doesn't go up and down or anything. Like you have some objects that are going up and down, but the water's not reacting. Oh god, yeah. I should have never started doing stuff in 3D, and now I hate everything in 3D.
You're like, ah!
Oh my god, this isn't right.
You're like, oh, that's right. So easy. Why aren't they doing that properly? I don't understand.
The stuff I make isn't right either. Kevin Ball, how dare you? Not everything can be the CDI.
Not everything can be pre-rendered, gorgeous, beautiful action. But I have to say 3D is a really fun thing. It's certainly it makes certain things easier than doing just standard motion graphic stuff, where I feel like there has to be a need for constant change, or constant things like having to do with exactly what I'm talking about.
Right. Unlike some channels that just do static slideshows, basically.
I'm trying to think of one recently where like literally all they were doing was that Civil War type shot where they just pan across a static photograph. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, God, I hate you. I want to do that, but I can't because it's just I hate that.
I think that's fine to do here and there in your video or whatever, but
I think
that's your whole video. Like,
yeah.
A little lazy.
But how did they destroy the... Oh, I missed the submarine. Oh, man.
Although, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I go back to my original... I mean, well, no, because even, like, with my original videos, like, you know, I didn't really know what I was doing that much, but I, like, try to find, like, creative ways to use the few things that...
No, even then, you wouldn't do that. You would do... Because I remember, like, the first time I found you on YouTube, I saw your Sega Civil War video, and I'm like, you son of a bitch, this looks really good. Because I was thinking of making the same thing. And you would do this interesting effect at times where you would do you'd make the photograph faux 3D and rotate on the surface of the photograph, which adds a lot more depth to a two-dimensional photograph. If that makes sense, it makes it more interesting visually. And you would do that more often than not. So I'm just, oh crap, sorry, bumped my mic.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I think we're both similar, right? Like we're both like neither of us like are experts at editing or anything that we do, but we do the most of what we know, right? And we're always trying like something new every video.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's kind of me. Like, I'm like, the one I'm working on right now, the TurboGrafx one, I'm like, damn it, I'm just doing this right now for me to learn shit right now. And it's the longest, like, documentary history one I've done, so I'm like, oh boy. But I don't know, I'm not happy doing the same thing over and over again. Like, I like having my, like, weird, simplistic style, but I like having at least more effects and things that kind of push my editing concepts to the edge, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Lainey when you messaged me that thing you were rendering was gonna be like 4 hours, and so I explained to her like why or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds crazy, but I get it.
Like, I guess probably my key mistake was adding more than one light source, I think. It's probably the mistake.
I don't think so, because like all the stuff I did, the Neo Geo video, like it all had at least 2 light sources, and some of them had 3. So I don't think that's it. I'm pretty sure it's like the size, the resolution size we did.
That probably has a big part of it as well. Yeah, I think also the funny thing was I'm like, I looked at the way you did yours, and yours were absolutely gorgeous. And I was sitting there like, I've been doing mine, kind of tying him into my whole like plain white void concept, just because I really like that. I'm like, this probably won't look nearly as good, but I like the concept and the way it ties into other editing themes throughout the video.
And I think that's more important than like, you know, sometimes that, and I have a bad habit of this, is, you know, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Sometimes simpler is more, like, or like keeping to a theme in the video is better and more cohesive for the viewer. So. Oh
yeah, that reminds me. I need to send you a care package of models I've like built and purchased.
Oh yeah. Actually, I got a few I gotta send you.
Yeah, so we need to exchange.
If you ever need to do a Neo Geo video, I've got plenty of models.
Well, I've been enjoying the fact I'm the only guy, because I had the TurboGrafx model commissioned. I'm enjoying the fact I'm the only guy on the planet with that model. I'm like, ha!
So for those that don't know, well, I guess you just explained it.
Yeah.
Ian has been on a power trip. The most petty and strangely unnecessary and like undeserving of even being worthy of a power trip over having this model. Well, you know, Ian, I think I'm the only one with like a decent AES model.
I would believe that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I would believe that, because based on the what was that one you found for like $1, and you're like, but you made it look pretty decent. But then that guy.
Yeah, I almost got it like looking good, but I was, you know, it's one of those things where like I was gonna have to like fix it, right? Because like it was all fucked up. And after I did the Neo Geo video, like I messed with it a little bit just to kind of like learn, you know, more stuff. And I was like, fuck, I could have fixed this, but it would have taken me, you know, like 2 weeks probably because of my inexperience. And who knows, it probably still would have made it.
Yeah, the only thing I'm really thankful for is since the guy I found didn't really do a lot of like texture work, he did a great like initial model design. So I had to figure out what was just a good material to put on it, and then just do some flat planes. So I was really happy about that. Oh, okay. Shoot. No! I blew up the transport ship. But yeah, I'm great.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're doing.
Hey, Colin, what's up? How you doing? I'm gonna pour more wine here.
What kind of wine you drinking?
I swung by.
Damn, dude, the stream is like barely behind.
Oh, it actually is, isn't it?
Dude, it's like I heard it pouring and I saw it pouring on the screen too. I'm fucking shocked.
That's shocking because I've always been like 30 to 40 seconds behind typically, even on ultra low latency. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What was I? Oh, I'm drinking Tisdale wine because I swung by Winco and they're like the only place that carries this brand anymore. It's my wife's parents basically swung by the house and dropped off a gigantic garage freezer that I didn't know I was getting. So I'm like, okay. Oh god, yeah, the Game Gear Minis. As stupid and impractical as those are, I kind of like them. They are really dumb though, but I kind of always have been in love with dumb things like 32X and things like that. So yeah. Hey Reaper, how you doing, man? Yeah, what are your personal feelings on the Game Gear Mini?
I don't know. I don't. Even if like I was like an uber Sega fan, I'd have a hard time justifying it because, $50 for like 20. They did like four. They didn't just do different colors, 4 different games on each. Like I don't know. It just feels scummy, like kind of like gouge.
Yeah, that is kind of odd there. Like I like the idea of them, but I'm kind of surprised they didn't just put all the games on one unit, considering how small they are.
Right. And $50. Like,
are they 50 or are they 40?
I mean, $40 is still
yeah.
And they're so small. I mean, it isn't like something you're realistically gonna sit there and play, a game on like that was meant for a larger screen. These games weren't created to be on such a small screen. It's not gonna work out well.
Yeah. Like they do have that little magnifier piece there.
I mean, it's great for a fucking joke, for like an April Fool's video on YouTube. That's what it feels like an April Fool's, thing the company would do.
Yeah, what if it is, and they're actually launching a console?
Like, I hope not.
Yeah, like that is the worst thing. I think it's really funny though that they brought back Sanshiro and they created a son character and all that. But they're going with the Game Gear, which I'm like, I don't recall Sanshiro doing that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. Don't get it.
I don't know. I can't imagine those things would be that hard to hack, though.
I'm sure they'll be hacked like within a week.
I don't know. For me, since I spend a lot of time sitting in the desert doing nothing sometimes, I'm kind of like, oh, that'd be fun. So for me,
the screen is so tiny, the buttons are so tiny, and you have giant hands.
I know. I'm sitting there. I'm like, God, my hands are gonna hurt so bad. But
I mean, when I looked at the dimensions, I was like, I can't like play.
I think my issue is I can't visualize it right now, just because I haven't actually held it. So I'm just like, oh, it's gonna suck. But I don't know. I love stupid things. So that's my problem. And I'm also like a diehard Sega fanboy, with the exception of my issues with the Saturn. But yeah.
I'm sure the speakers are going to be real good. Gonna sound.
Does it even have a headphone jack? Or does it have like Bluetooth or something stupid like that?
I don't know, man.
God, that'd be funny if it had that. So, how's Lainey doing?
Good.
She's
watching some YouTube videos. She might join in a bit, but she's watching some YouTube videos.
All right. She enjoying you guys already started DS9 or just about to start?
Yeah, we watched the first episode today. She liked it, but like she doesn't know like how good it really gets,
Let's see. Sorry, Solstice just asked, Historicnerd, do you read the chat or am I just wasting your time? I try really hard to read the chat at times. Sometimes I like to drink wine and play, so it gets a little harder at times. So I apologize if I miss you, but I try to keep up as much as possible.
Basically, and like if a lot of people start joining us on Skype, then it becomes
really, really hard to manage the conversation. Like I love Alex, but like he likes to dominate conversations, so it's really hard to get edge. I'm like, wait, because the natural pace. Oh crap! Oh, it's the rockets that kill it. Okay, that's what I'm doing wrong.
Colin said that you don't read his because he says he's a tiny ginger man.
Well, yeah, it's because Colin needs to color correct his phone and understand that object permanence is a thing. Things are bigger outside of your phone. Because he's apparently a lot like my 3-year-old daughter.
Oh.
Oh, it's a funny story. My daughter, we were wrestling on the floor, and she decided to jump off my throat today. So that felt great.
Hilarious.
I'm like, God. I'm like, good thought in the move on how to take down someone 4 times your size.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to grab a drink, but it'll be real quick because I already have it pre-made.
Hell
out of the
yeah.
fridge.
Hell yeah.
Right back.
Sure thing, you ginger midget. But Solstice, how's it going? Glad to see you doing the chat. But Gabber, how you doing, man? Oh man, like I have to say, like the whole Game Boy Micro thing, Game Gear Micro. I just like the idea, just because it's just so impractical and just ridiculous. It's one of those things where I'm kind of like, why? But I guess they do have access to a lot of collectors and things like that, especially in the Japanese market. That would make that more appealing. But I don't know. I really enjoyed the work they did on the Sega Genesis Mini. So I'm kind of, I don't know.
I feel like the only person I know that likes the Sega Mini.
the Genesis Mini, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought didn't.
Well, let me rephrase that. You're the only person like in, the retro gaming YouTuber circle that I know that likes it.
I don't know. I wonder what their issue is with it. I don't know. Pretty much everyone I talk to seems everyone like I guess who liked Sega likes it, but I don't know. It's pretty much exactly what I expected. It's just it did a better. Hey, Sonamato, how you doing, man? I just thought it was I just thought it did a better job. But then again, it's also nice to see Sega, taking stuff away from at-games and doing it themselves.
Yeah. Well, I think didn't they still hire somebody else to do the Mini? Just not.
No. Well, it was AM3, who was like an in-house arcade studio for Sega.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jimmy, I put in the group chat that I saw him like talking that we were streaming. He said he's going to mosey on over at some point.
Ah. Ian, your least favorite console? The Sega Saturn or Nintendo Wii U? Oh, that's actually a really tough question. Also, hi Ian, I'm watching from my car. Watching the road is overrated. Oh god, don't let my voice be the last thing you hear.
Let it be mine.
Let it be Yahel. Make sure he talks to that. Let me catch up with the chat here. Okay, where was I? Genesis 3, from what I understand. I don't know. Apparently, some people what is it? God, Bob RGB has been selling or been talking rather highly of the Genesis 3 after modding. Yeah, I don't know. I have to say, the funny thing to me was the Wii U. I remember when I was at PAX 2012 when they quote unquote launched it, and I was like, I didn't really follow it up on it. I wouldn't say I was into keeping up with modern gaming as I am now. And so when I was playing the Wii U for the first time, I was talking to one of the booth babes. I was like, "So this is like an add-on for the Wii or something because of the Wii U?" Because I wasn't really following the news at all with it. And she was totally like, "Yeah, it just goes with your Wii." she didn't even know. And I remember trying to play Batman Arkham, whatever version it was in the Wii U, and it was just the most irritating thing I'd ever played because you go through a room, then you'd have to look down at your pad, pick a different tool, and then solve a puzzle to get out of the room. And I'm like, who thinks this is a fun game? I don't know. Then I played, I think it was where that Zombie U game was, the one that was a launch title for it. I was like, neat concept, but it's just a giant pain in the ass. Because you go into an area, you're looking out for zombies, but then you have to look at your little screen to find supplies, and lo and behold, when you're looking at your screen, a zombie pops out and bites you in the face. So it's just kind of So I was never really a fan of the Wii U, just in terms of how just awkward it was, because it felt like they were just trying to make an extension of the DS onto the TV in your home. In terms of just adding more playable space.
Yeah, I think the marketing of it was
Oh yeah, the marketing was definitely a mistake because they were
The
trying to.
name terrible. Like,
Yeah. Because I mean, I like to think I follow the game space a fair amount, and even I was like not paying attention to that it was an add-on or not. So I guess I can blame myself for that, but also I'm like, I feel like a lot of consumers were incredibly confused as well, because Nintendo had at least, had a history of naming everything differently up
Yeah.
until that point. And at least with, Xbox, the next dumb named Xbox is going to be a different Xbox. But, I don't know, then again, they also have problems with, Xbox One X, Xbox Talon, Xbox S, or whatever, so it's kind of like, okay, I have no idea what's going on here. Smeal says that magnifying glass accessory looks like an April Fool's joke. I don't know, I guess the whole thing kind of feels like it, but I'm like, no, I feel like it's real. But I don't know, I guess it's kind of weird, because I sit there and I look at that crap, and I'm like, you know what, that seems like a fun thing to do in the desert for a couple of days when I'm jumping around. But that's just me, though. Because tiny things that are expendable are fun to take into environments where you're not afraid of them getting crushed.
Yeah.
That's been my favorite thing about my at-games Genesis. Like, I'll take that thing on training deployments out in the desert, stuff like that, when I'm jumping around. I'll take that thing out, and we'll basically, because we do 24-hour ops and stuff like that, like, there's downtime, of course. And so I like to hook that thing up to our projector and set to talk, and just play Genesis games while we're waiting for stuff to come in over the radio. So it's just kind of fun.
Yeah, I can see that. And
Yeah.
it is one of those things where, like, I forgot my stuff, and nobody.
Yeah, if it's like an at games, I'd be like, whatever, I'm not destroying anything particularly original, so I'm not too upset about it.
Colin asked Ian, is that why they always take you along?
Because of the Genesis, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody else has the $50 for it.
Yeah, nobody else wants to spend. Well, I don't know. My favorite thing though is like after the train deployments, I always take the Genesis into what's my MOS? I'm actually so I'm an officer, so I don't technically have an MOS, but I guess if I had to go that way, I'm a 74 Alpha, which is a chemical weapons specialist, is what I am.
Hey, Jimmy. He said Saturn is better than Ian and his filthy lies and revisionist history, but only slightly better than Toy Commander on the Dreamcast and native 1080p. Jimmy, let me know if you're ready, and I can invite you in. Hey, Ian, this is a really fun game, but you do have a large Dreamcast collection.
I do, actually. So we can switch. I can switch out to something else if we're bored with this one. I just was kind of enjoying this one because it's easy to play and chat and drink wine at the same time. But GT Breakerman, how you doing? The At Games Genesis can withstand a 50 cal round. Confirmed. No, it can certainly. Oh, cool. Sorry, I missed it. Which branch? I'm Army. But no, the At Games Genesis actually is shockingly durable, and the fact that the two controllers are actually really durable little wireless pieces of crap, they're pretty good within... Going already? What? Oh, awesome. I don't know, they're kind of fun, and it's also really fun dragging that into a bar after you do all that training, because everyone's like... You put on Mortal Kombat, and you hear screams from across the bar, they're like, I got next! This is always fun.
I wish invite.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, get Jimmy.
James Hapsworth in here.
I'll switch games here in a minute. If I fail this mission one more time, I can probably land now, I bet. Sad of matter.
Yeah, I'm just blown away by how shitty this water is.
Well, I feel like that's part of this generation, though. I mean, like, I feel like water didn't really progress until Half-Life 2.
I've seen better water on the Dreamcast.
That's been better water?
James Hapsworth.
Hey!
Hello, James Hapsworth.
Hello, Mr. Yahel, Mr. Ian. Ian, just to let you know, Yahel snitched on you. You tried to get away. You tried to do this stream on down low, but he let me know.
No, literally, he put in the group chat earlier in the day, like 2 hours ago. But you just skipped his messages.
I didn't.
So you just got called out, James.
I didn't see none of that, son.
Let's see here.
I'm too busy talking about Disney shows.
Let's see. Let me get up in the chat here really quick. Once I read an Army Chemical and Biological Survival Guide. I was working on a base for the summer, and they had me tidy up the manuals. Oh, nice. Which, is that one of the older ones, or is that like, was it 64 dash... No, the 3... can't remember the particular particular manual, but there's a bunch of them out there. My favorite is the one where it's how to do chemical decontamination in a low water environment, and it suggests diesel and gasoline as decontaminants. I was really fun when I was like talking to people and like pitching that to them and messing with them about how I was going to cover them in gasoline to decontaminate them. They were like genuinely worried about that, and it made me just so amused.
Did you ask them first, like, do you trust me?
No, I just told them, I'm like, oh, by the way, since I don't have a lot of water, I'm going to be using gasoline. Sorry. Because we were in the desert.
Stream is brought to you by Red Flags. Red Flags. Ian has them.
Yeah.
Ian has a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. But no, that was really fun just talking to them, because...
Bad mouthing the Saturn was the first of many, for me anyway. Where'd these red flags come from?
Yeah. But no, it was really fun. NTC is like this desert training thing we do once in a while, like every 4 years. And it's like 120 degrees, and just water is non-existent out there, so pretty much you have to save it. And since decontamination, I have these big-ass machines that use a shit ton of water, I basically have to talk about using dirt and other things just to like hit my training requirements. But I was just like talking about just these guys just to mess with these privates and specialists about using gasoline, and it was just really amusing.
Since you were in the desert and water was scarce, you're saying that even this water in Toy Commander would look good at that point.
I know.
This looks like shit, right?
It looks pretty bad for Dreamcast.
No, I don't go to 29 Palms. That's more Marine base. I go to it's Fort Irwin in the Death Valley, California. You know where that's at? NTC.
Honestly, the more this game goes on, the worse it gets. Like, if you look out to the left, like that window door thing that Ian just flew by, like it's just like even the window is like a static texture of the outside, and it's on the window.
Well, it's not on the window. They clearly just spaced it further.
No, not these doors. Not these doors.
Oh, not these ones. Oh,
yeah,
oh.
How the CDI would do it better.
This one. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. Okay, it is moving.
Oh man.
It does look like it's just like slapped on.
The CGI wouldn't even bother.
Yeah, that's not a good excuse. Why bother when I can't do it?
Well, okay, but Jimmy, I don't know if you were here earlier when we were talking about the water, but it's just a flat plane with like a moving texture.
Yeah.
Like water's just flat. It might as well be the fucking floor.
Well, like, you know, in Ian's defense, I don't know if he was defending the water or not, but he was thinking about the desert. And yeah, this is like the best water I've ever had.
Best water I had the advantage of putting a two-dimensional plane over something on. It's pretty great. Apparently, let's see. UMSC. Oh, nice, man. That's awesome.
These wood textures are all right.
Well, I know we have. There's another guy who drops by as well, Aaron Welsh. I know he's in the Marine Corps for a long time.
Yeah, Aaron gave you, was it the Super Nintendo?
Yeah,
SNES?
You gave me at Portland the other year. Let me go ahead and I'll switch games here. So 1 sec.
Okay, are we gonna actually beat a Dreamcast game today?
Oh God, never, never. Me beat a game on stream? That's unheard of. 1 sec.
Except for Rise of the Robots on.
Oh yeah, Rise of the Robots. That's required though.
Yep. It was the accomplishment that you never expected, and the one that you would never let anybody you know personally.
So James, how are things in Japan? Nippon?
The Nippon. Oh, you know what? I was gonna say, I finally got around to actually sitting down and enjoying your Neo Geo documentary.
You just now watch it, you son of a bitch.
Just recently. Here's the thing.
It's 40 minutes. I get it.
It's 40 minutes, and I don't put like that kind of video in the background. You know, I gotta sit down. I gotta like prepare. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
It was very good. Very, very, very nicely done, and you know, it's very impressive and very good 3D.
Thank you.
And good cuts. I like the effects. Also, just because you mentioned Nippon, whenever you I don't know if you care about getting the names perfectly correct, but if you think of Japanese vowels like in Espanol, just like Eikichi or whatever the guy's name is.
Aikichi Kawasaki.
Yeah, it'll be Eikichi Kawasaki. So just like pronounce it like Spanish.
Wait, how would it be pronounced?
Eikichi.
Aikichi?
Yeah. It's like Spanish.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So yeah, Aikichi. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so just because you are a practitioner of the Espanol, like when I was learning Spanish in high school, I was like, oh, this is easy. It's the same as Japanese.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy, do you ever play Shenmue 3?
I have not played it.
I haven't played it yet. I don't know. I've been waiting for it to come to Steam because I don't own a PS4 or an Xbox One because I kind of sat out this entire generation.
Shit, I'll sell you my my PS4 for cheap. Actually, I have a decent proposal. Not an indecent, but a decent proposal for you later.
Oh, okay.
Regarding Dreamcast stuff.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about that that karaoke machine you wanted to send me.
Oh yeah. Also, Colin's asking for video game recommendations. I might stream later, Colin. Ask me then.
Oh, are you streaming this weekend?
I might do it nighttime, my time, or maybe tomorrow around this time.
I would love to join
I'm very confused
your
as to
stream.
what time you mean that you're going to do.
Morning your time, probably.
Probably 7 a.m. when you and me are trying to wake up with a hangover. Yeah.
Right.
That's usually how it works out.
Dude, Sword of the Berserk. I see Sanomaru's in the chat.
I absolutely love this game, but it's freaking weird.
How you doing?
I want to do a Neo Geo stream, but I'm waiting for those games, James.
I can't send them out,
No,
man.
I
Like I said, did you talk to Lainey about what kind of snacks you might like? I'll throw in a couple of those.
No, I didn't know that was part of the offer.
I told you. You were drunk.
I've got no luck.
Probably.
Dirty, filthy
Things always
drunk.
happen to me.
Very possible.
Rita,
I'll ask her. I don't know how familiar she is with
Oh, wow.
Japanese snacks.
Okay, old
Okay.
man.
Yeah, Rex Warden is saying Shenmue 3 is a bit of a mess, and I've heard mixed things. I heard if you
Hey,
like
Joe,
Shenmue 1 and 2, which
You
I
have too.
did,
I
I would
After all,
love
you're a
it.
strong
I don't know. For me, I'm
two.
kind of like Shenmue 1 and 2 were clunky messes, so I really couldn't expect much from that franchise other than just the experience of going through that odd story.
What the?
The only thing I noticed was that like between at least Shenmue 1 on the Dreamcast to Shenmue 2 on the Xbox, fighting was crazy smoother. Smoother? That's not a word.
Smoothier.
Way more smooth on the Xbox in comparison. No, sorry. Oh my God! Apparently I'm already drunk from just a couple of glasses of wine.
Don't touch me,
It was way more smooth.
I can
Sorry.
get a word out.
I can finish the sentence. I swear I can do this. It was way more smooth on the Dreamcast than in comparison to the Xbox.
Yay!
But, there we go. Now I can say words. I went to college.
And thank you, Sarimaru.
I'm
Appreciate
smart.
it.
I got ideas.
This game like a Dark Souls. No, it's not really like a Dark Souls. I don't think. It's just kind of has insanely long cutscenes. It has a really annoying character from the manga that's not in the OVA from the late '90s.
Which character would that be?
The little fairy thing.
Haku or whatever?
Yeah, I'm really glad they left him out of the 1998 OVA. I remember showing that to my wife, and she was so genuinely pissed about the ending, and she's like, wait, it's not done either? Red Glass, how you doing, man?
let's get him, boy.
Oh, there's even more. Like, so you do this, you fight this fight, and there's another cutscene, and then another cutscene, and then another cutscene.
I mean, this already looks a million times better than the last game we were playing.
How dare you, sir?
Wow. Toy Commander hater.
I mean, maybe it's fun to play. I've never played.
I think Yahel's just annoyed by the fact he could make that map in Cinema 4D and make it look prettier. He's like, ah!
Where are all the posters of Thunder and Paradise and absolutely Rose Street in this house?
I actually legit.
I'm saying in America.
I'm rendering a thing right now upstairs, and it's taking like 4 or 5 hours to get this thing rendered. I thought it was gonna be like 2, but I sit there and I'm like, I should ask Yahel for those posters. So just put them in the background.
Is it like a 3D render? Is what
Yeah. It's actually I did a whole like store aisle type thing, and it's a pan type motion. It looks really cool. And I spent way.
I step in my game. I don't do any 3D. I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's just a slippery slope.
Well, the funny thing for me was like when I did that Doom video like a couple of years ago, and I was building everything in After Effects using its 3D functionality. And then I was like, there has to be an easier way. And then I started getting into Cinema 4D, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so much easier. But then but the render time associated with it is exponentially longer. So I'm like, oh god. It's just a double-edged sword.
I can't believe you did
Sword.
that. that was.
Well, and the crazy thing to me was like I built the entire first like stage of Doom in After Effects because I'm a psycho. Because I didn't know how to do it any easier way, so I spent like an entire like 3-day weekend just building that for literally a 40-second segment. Yeah, I taught myself well. See, I also found an SNES copy that did. Oh yeah. GT Breaker Man's asking you about something. Apparently, he bought a game of Weapon Lord for Genesis today.
Oh yeah. Weapon Lord, the game designed for X-Men.
Oh wait, what? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good looking fighting game too. I like it.
I forget that you spent most of 2018 making that video, and it is fantastic.
Picked up by the algorithm again. Man.
Yeah.
Got like 60,000 views over the last like week.
So what is this? This is Guts Rage, Sword of the Berserk.
Oh, thank you, brave swordsman.
And just saw a little Paku or whatever is gonna pop up in like 5 seconds.
No, it's the worst.
If you don't, yeah.
My God, are you the voice actor? Holy shit!
Yeah,
perfect.
it was actually.
Listen,
No,
big man, if someone is thanking you, the least
I don't
you
remember what
can
it
do
is. He's
is
gonna
listen
fall off that
and
fucking
while
dog.
you're
There
at
you
it,
go.
we need
Fuck you.
food and money. Fine will do nicely
When he
for
gets a
me.
little chibi
What the
mode
heck
and
is
everything.
that?
Oh god,
Yeah.
that's pedophilia.
I need
Not
to.
be playing this game.
Did
I'm an elf.
Yeah,
damn
when
it.
you did
Have
that
you
whole
ever
thing
seen
of
an elf?
that
The
gent from the
adorable
X-Band
pup.
crowd, you were playing it over X-Band, right?
No. Well, I've never seen one.
Who are you?
Weren't you playing Mario Kart over X-Band or something like that?
I'm sorry, Ian.
I'm a
Say that again.
traveling
I was
performer.
talking Laney. My
Oh,
bad.
sorry.
This
Hey,
mean-looking
Inigo,
guy
what's way? How you
is
doing?
Gatsu.
He did
He's my
play
buddy and
X-Band.
Yeah, were you playing over
I
X-Band? Like,
heard
how was
something
about
the how was the lag when you played that?
Sarcastica.
I mean, it was
Are
bad
you
at times
mercenaries?
just because they were
So,
still like
you're
trying to
strange
work it out,
ones.
and really they never
Traveling
like
around with a woman in her
got it
state.
like fully 100% worked out. They got it like really good where it was definitely
I'm
playable,
sorry.
and it was
I
playable
meant
that
no
day too.
offense.
But yeah, it was definitely. I mean, you
No,
can see in the
don't be
video like
mad.
it got a
I'm in
little
the
bit
same
laggy,
position as
but
you, after all.
Huh?
Finally.
Yeah, Jeremy, this is going over VGA to the OSSC.
Come on.
and there is like a. I don't think I'm at liberty to discuss it, but there is a significant development because like they kind of like stopped
There's just one
doing
road to
the
town, but you
X-Band
can't
stuff
miss
for
it.
the
Hey, what's keeping you,
16-bit
girl?
consoles because of various like technical issues that
I mean,
have to with the internet. It just really
thanks
wasn't
for
going to be
saving
like
us.
possible
See ya.
with the
Okay.
regular hardware to do it like the way that they felt like more like a sizable user base would use it.
A performer, eh?
So then they were like developing their
I kinda
own
like her.
cartridge. And they got really far. Like I saw the UI for it. They had
She
like a
probably
lot of
wants to
stuff
see that
working
show.
on it.
The town's right over there.
They had
Why
like
didn't you
a
take
thing
her?
where you could like IM from like a Genesis to like a Super Nintendo. So they had like some
Even
really
you
cool
need to
stuff
take a break
going,
once
and
in a
then
while.
for various
All work and
reasons
no
that
play
got
will
kind of
make
put
you
on
a
hold.
bro.
But anyways, there's a somewhat major
Come on,
development
come
that
on.
recently
I wanna
happened
go, I wanna go. We both wanna
for
go. Please,
X-Band.
please,
That's
oh,
X-Band
please,
related,
come on,
but I don't think I'm
let's
supposed to
go.
like say
Let's
anything
live a
about
Oh,
it.
okay.
Come on, Gatsu.
But see you guys.
Please.
Yes, Neil, this is Berserk. Yeah.
Sure, whatever.
Berserk.
Need to
You
get
know,
food
I
away.
I loved playing this game growing up or whatever, and I would bring my Dreamcast to my grandma's house, and I wasn't embarrassed
gotta
by the
glance.
corny dialogue or the
Sure.
fucking crazy
Kinda
violence and
wagon.
everything. It's like, oh yeah, if you guys walk in the living room when I'm playing it, I don't mind. But every time that damn fairy would pop up, I'm like, please don't let anybody walk into this fucking living room. And I think you skip cutscenes, right? Man? Just like, boom. Every time like someone's coming by, I'm like, oh god, he's gonna. So I really don't like that.
Yeah, I think what just about every anime reimagining of this is pretty much cut him out as well, right?
I don't know. I've not watched anything past the very first one. It's like the golden egg. Golden
Oh
something
yeah,
arc.
the Golden Egg arc. Yeah, the 1998 anime I thought was like about as good as this series ever got.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, because the CG stuff later in like what late 2010ish was pretty awful. Because you had that it was like a Dynasty Warriors type game. It was Band of the Hawk, which I thought was the gameplay was pretty good, but like then they would cut the whole segments from the remake CG anime, and it was just awful.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can't stream it because
You
like
also get
YouTube kicks you
flagged.
offline because you get flagged instantaneously because they just use straight footage from the anime.
Breaker Man misses playing online with the Dreamcast. Well, it's a good thing that Yahel's latest project is going to be playing the Dreamcast online in 2020. No, it's not actually something you're working on, but there's some pretty cool solutions for it, I guess. Some involving the Retro Pi.
Oh yeah, I know that. A lot of those. I know there's a big community around the Quake 3 platform on the Dreamcast using RetroPies. And I think whatever that Tetris game was for Dreamcast, some people are still really all about that.
I'm not sure. Maybe there's Tetris.
Isn't it like a competitive Tetris or something like that?
There's Tetris 4D, and there's also another Tetris Dreamcast game.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It was kind of funny. When Sega was talking about that like game-changing announcement, I really wasn't expecting it to be Bitcoin mining on their arcade servers.
Yeah, you know, a few months ago I was talking to the guy who runs Arcadia, and he was telling me a little bit about that. That's why Sega pulled their support for them to make a new Streets of Rage with your like a lot of the original team. Just keep that down. That's already dead anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That Sega's making that?
What?
But
Like, I don't know. They're talking about like a Sega Arcade Stadia type service. I'm kind of like, I guess it's pretty much only a Japanese type thing. Like, it's just really going to benefit them domestically. But I don't know, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I guess Sega Stadia would be kind of amusing, but I'm like, I guess, you know, the acronym SS would be kind of dangerous to really embrace for any type of console distribution. But, I don't know, I thought it would be kind of interesting if, like, because Google, the way they've been handling Stadia has been the dumbest marketing and/or distribution thing I've ever seen in my
I really
life.
forgot it even existed.
Yeah.
Sega Stadia, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. I was sitting there because apparently, like, the way they're going to utilize the whole fog gaming thing is like that, where, like, you can tap into that and play games off of their console or their arcade systems. And kind of like, so it's basically a streaming type platform where it's dedicated gaming hardware, as opposed to, like, whatever Google's doing, which is still trash. But I'm just like, okay, that doesn't really help anyone, you know, with a ping over 100, I guess.
Yeah, Stadia is still a thing.
it's still limping on somehow. I have a coworker who's a buddy of mine, and he's like really likes it because he's a very casual gamer. So he just likes it. He's like, yeah, it's great. I guess I'm gonna do that. I'm like, okay. I mean, like, you got any games recently? He's like, no.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're still paying like $10 a month.
Yeah, it's a really dumb platform in terms of like you buy the game, but you still pay a subscription service to get games once in a while, to have just really shoddy connection speed.
Is it still the Stadia?
Yeah. I'm still like
Google. Everyone's gonna love it. It's like Google Plus.
like Google Glasses, you know, like, oh my god, Google
Open
Plus, Jesus. Is that platform even, like, I know they stopped like forcing the link in with YouTube accounts, but is it still like you not make new accounts for Google Plus?
I think it's gone completely, but I was talking, I think, to Shinobi the last time I was doing the stream, and he was saying that, funny enough, if it was around, YouTube wouldn't suck as much. And he had a pretty sound reason.
Oh.
Okay, you better kill this circus freak. Alright, he's dead.
You look the
I know
first
when
time
you're
in
really
a-
drunk, you get stuck at this guy sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's just like button mash.
I'm like, bro, like, I don't realize all you gotta do is just flank around behind him and just stay on his back, and you win every time. One thing I love about this game, though, is the cutscenes are really long, so I can just sit and drink for dramatically longer periods of time than I would with other games where I have to pay attention.
I know why you're not skipping these cuts. I think from here on out, too, there's like a 30-minute cutscene.
Yeah, this one is really long. It's like,
lion face guy.
yeah.
So, speaking of long and necessary, you have a new video coming out, Jimmy, on some script you've been working on for a long time, a few years or something?
Oh, I wrote it like 2 years ago, but I just finally got around to actually.
This the Alien MSS one?
It's the aliens one.
Yes, finally! Man, you were touting that thing in like early 2018. I was so looking forward to that while I was stuck in Missouri.
But it's gonna be pretty lame. So, yeah,
That's like some shit I would do.
Oh god, no. Pretty soon I'll be playing the CDI and grinning.
Yeah, 2018 was the year of us just drunkenly streaming because we couldn't like get any other work done because of how in depth we were doing other crap.
Yeah, oh man, last year was a
Unfortunately,
disaster.
once people with
But I was gonna
this
say, man, I was
disease
a
run
little bit
amok, they
intimidated by it,
rampage
and I
until
feel so
they
bad because Rewind
die.
Mike, I asked him to do a thing for it, and I thought he would take like a month or two to work on
It
it.
started
But
some
within a week,
years
he had his
ago
thing
in a
already.
nearby town.
Here you go. Is this thing
No
coming out
one
next
has
month
found
or
a cure
oh
for
no?
it.
Like Rewind Mike's completely
That
changed his
woman.
body since then.
I know he's like a
He also
yeah, he's
possessed by
a
the
very
man
different
before.
person now. So I might want to ask him. Say, do you want to put some
She's got
glamour
nothing
shots
to do
in
with
there
that
to show
thing.
off your
Well, apparently,
biceps now? Or
what he's down like
Still,
80
I
pounds or
perceive
something
that
like
her
that.
mind is not
something
sound.
crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was so fat because every
Listen,
time I talk to him,
I
like
believe
you
our
see his
doctors
face
might
and he's got that
be
face but that
able
doesn't
to
get
help
fat
her.
really.
It all went to like his gut.
It all went to his gut, yeah. And I understand.
We are
man.
researching cures for
But-
the man
I don't know. What's been
Yeah,
killing?
he's,
What's been killing me is like I weigh about 235 pounds, and I'm like, God, I feel huge.
A lot of muscle.
Yeah, no, and I'm like, I'm sitting there like, and I've looked at pictures of myself when I weighed like 210 and stuff in the past. I guess I'm way fat, and I'm like, oh, what's the hell's the difference here? Because lifting apparently is the big difference. Hey, Jonathan G, how you doing, man?
Howdy, partners.
Then it's decided.
So Rex Warden. Oh yeah, don't drink carbonated beverages if you don't need to.
Take care of the other one.
Yeah, I've been cutting that down a lot, and
Yeah.
I think it's making a big difference in just functioning.
Yeah. Let's see. Reaper Running says Xbox Game Pass, xCloud, and GeForce Now are killing Google. I think just owning a game for $35 is killing Google Stadia. And pretty much, I don't know, like it's anything. The fact that like their marketing has been just atrocious, where like their commercials are pretentious and just douchey.
I just don't get like who it's for, right? Like it's
Yeah,
it's too expensive for a casual gamer, and not deep enough for a hardcore game. Like, I
Well, yeah,
don't
it's
understand.
and it's one of those things where it's just like, and I mean, a lot of people don't have decent internet connections, so they just don't look into
Right.
what they can
They
get.
have caps.
Yeah, data caps and things like that, so you're hitting it almost immediately. And what was it, like pretty much every game on that platform, even though it claims to be 4K, is all being downgraded to 1080. So it's just like, it's just awful. I don't know, Google... Yeah. I don't know,
I know the circumstances are different, but it really reminds me of the Ouya, if you remember that thing.
Yeah.
Where it was touted as being this big game-changing thing, but everybody was like, who's gonna fucking buy this thing? Who's this for? And then
Right.
it just,
who
boom.
who wants a console dedicated to playing those shitty smartphone games? You download and uninstall within 30 seconds of realizing it's a trash platform or a trash game.
I mean, I kind of feel like that about the Polymega. Like, even though like it looks like it's well built, it looks good. You know, and the emulation on it is like really good. It seems like, but it's something like every module is like $70, and the base unit's like I don't know, like 180 or something ridiculous. Like, who is this for?
Wait, we may still have a well-known Polymega shill, Sarumaru, in the chat. He can explain to us.
I know,
Yeah.
it's got some like, it has some really good emulation. Like, it seems pretty... I don't know, it seems
No,
very...
no, it
Go.
looks like it's very well built, but at that price point of
Well, it's like three. It's like what? Like three. It's like what? $350 for the actual console, and then 70 per
Let me look it up.
module. Know what it is?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I'm 99% sure it's 70 for each module. I don't know about the Polymega.
I don't know. The only reason I would even look into one is because
right?
I'm just worried about my.
Holy.
I'm just worried about my Sega CD for the most part, just because of mechanical failure on those.
Yeah, but you can just emulate that or get a Mega SD card or whatever.
Oh, I guess you're right. Actually, yeah. I hadn't thought about the Mega SD thing. That's like what? Those were 150, 170.
Yeah,
What
the
is it?
Polymega is $400.
Hey, Gorilla Jones, how you doing, man? 400?
Get it.
400, and the additional sets are $79.99, and controllers range from
A
25
mandragora
to
holding
40.
cell.
Oh yeah,
There's
On
always
Life.
the
I remember.
danger
I
that
went
they may go
to. I think it was
berserk like
PAX
that today,
one
so
year.
we keep them quarantined
And my
here for
wife
our needs.
finagled her way into line to get a free one because she was a woman, and we scored a free on live.
We're
Just because they're
doing
like, you're a
research
girl
to
and
cure
a
this horrible
gamer?
disease.
Get in line, have our on live, and then so she
In
got
order
one.
to prevent the people from becoming too panicked,
So, you got a
we're keeping this
boyfriend?
place
I'm married.
secret from the
Do you have a boyfriend though?
Hey, Captain Retro, how you doing, man? No, it's pretty funny because I remember my wife also got into. There was like this World of Tanks tournament or whatever, and she got into playing it. And And they like gave her a bunch of free shit because she was like the only woman who got in line to play in the tournament.
Mandragora possessions.
Nothing.
Good times, really.
few
Or
years
mid
ago.
2000s.
A strange disease began to spread in the village.
Yeah, Jeremy Dixon saying the emulation on that thing is really no better or worse than just emulating on PC. And I kind of figure, yeah, I mean, you have to have the physical games or like it's a cart that's, you know, one of those flash cart stuff kind of things. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's well made, kind of like Hell was saying, but I don't know, for people who are really just want to play on their TV and are too lazy to hook up their computer with an HDMI cable or something.
But there's just like cheaper solutions for this.
Like,
I don't know. It's just weird. Like you can get a, you know, Sony PlayStation Mini, whatever it was called, or a Super Nintendo Mini, and hack it. Like you don't really have to do anything to hack it. It's easy. It's like it's an app.
Copy your files.
Well, I guess so. Like you could argue that they're definitely the more economic way to do it, but I guess in terms of like ease of use, I guess there may not be. But
I don't know. But is buying like a fucking different module for each console that convenient?
that is kind of interesting, as opposed to just selling just putting USB ports on it. But I guess it's more one of those things that you can use your original controllers.
Well, I mean, the modules like where the cartridge goes into also in the CD, depending on what system the module's for.
Yeah.
So it just seems.
I don't know, it's certainly an interesting idea. Like I kind of like it in terms of just something you can get to, like I guess, lower the wear and tear in your original equipment. I guess would be my only rationale for something like that. But I don't know, I'm not 100% on it. Just because you have the whole FPGA concept with the other platforms that are coming out.
Yeah. You gotta, it's been good like 10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah. Let's see, you got me
Guys,
for
I think I might grab a beer for the first time in a while.
Whoa.
You guys are both drinking, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go do it.
It hasn't been like 3
What?
Almost. I mean, there was that disaster stream where I had like 3 beers, and then I think I had like 2 beers after that. So in like 4 months, I probably only had like 5 beers.
That was a
And they're in 2
fantastic stream where I learned some interesting in and outs of Japanese law that I thought was hysterical. But that was some fun stuff to listen to.
I remember when I hit like that year that I took off drinking, when I hit like the 3-month mark is when I was like, oh, I feel so alive.
I remember I quit drinking for like 3 months one time, and like it was like the easiest 2-mile PT test I'd ever done. I'm like, my God, that was so easy. I should probably do this more often. I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Oh, Gorilla Jones.
Gonna get
So, Gorilla Jones, like, I think it's on my X-Men video. He had like left a comment like whenever I released like a year ago or something. And then like somebody a couple days ago like replied to his comment for some reason, and they left some dumb fucking comment, and like Gorilla Jones like tore them apart. It was fucking hilarious.
Hey, Alex, what's up, man?
But anyways, I can't even go back and see because the guy like left a couple other comments like just trying to start shit with people on other videos, so I ended up shadow banning him from the channel. But oh my God, Gorilla, it was fucking awesome.
Oh, Alex is actually surprised I'm doing traditional 4x3 on this one as opposed to my traditional stretching it to 16:9. I guess I'm just a 16:9 poser at this point. Yeah.
Phantom console.
Oh God, the Phantom, that one,
chat.
That was a great one. That like I remember there have been a couple of Phantom consoles proposed throughout the years. There was one in like 2000.
But I'll do it.
Where it was like you could plug a keyboard and mouse into it and do stuff.
Excellent. We have an agreement.
God, what was it?
I don't know about that one. But...
I don't know. There's some like I think there's like 2 or 3 Phantom consoles throughout the years. There's like one that was like I think late 2000s, like one that was like late 90s, and then one that was like mid 2000s.
You shouldn't be wandering all over.
I think I have like an old EGM buyer's guide or something that talks about it. That and like the M2.
Shut up.
Oh, did I get a dislike on the stream?
Yeah.
Let me check out. One of my favorite things to do while I live stream is actually refresh my sub count and just watch it go down.
Watch it plunge. Yeah, that could be a stream in itself.
Well,
yeah,
I don't
streaming my thumb count.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got 2 thumbs down.
What's funny? I don't know. For me, what's funny for me is like with the exception of like 2018, I pretty much streamed every weekend for years at this point. And so I'm kind of like, if you somehow subbed to the channel and missed one of my live streams, I don't know what to tell you.
There is a nun in the town.
So I'm just like, it's just kind of how it's been.
Sleeps with the Mandragorans. She fancies herself their protector.
Oh, Jeremy, I said
She
that
and I
maybe
have
that
very
the new
different
thumbs down was
positions.
you just playing a joke, as I know you've done in the past.
I know.
Thumbs down everything.
For help.
I don't care, honestly. It's one of those things where, like, apparently, like, the thumbs down doesn't even matter. But the weird thing for me is, like, I haven't released content in a couple months, and I've had like a weird explosion of subs recently, which I'm kind of like, where is this coming from?
Pardon me for interrupting, my lord.
Yeah,
but
I don't
since
know,
the
man.
item we
It happens,
discussed
and then
is
you
near
release something, and you're
completion,
gonna lose like 20 subs.
Oh, I know the
don't
second I
need
release this
yourself.
video,
The
I've
results of our
spent
research so far
months
should be
on.
enough to succeed.
I'm gonna
Sick of
lose
your
like
opinions and time
100
wasting.
subs
I
or
won't
something
wait
like
any
that. It's just how
longer.
it's gonna go.
But
Or it's gonna get
my
completely
lord.
ignored. Like, for example, right now I have my computer upstairs rendering a minute of 3D, and it's taking 5 hours. Just because 4K and 2 light sources is a terrible idea to try and render.
Impossible. How could that be?
We seem to have underestimated their
Gaber
strength.
has a
Pardon me,
historical
I must go
comment.
attend
2018 was the year of the
this
CDI and the Saturn War.
Well, no, I feel like
Yeah,
my
glad,
the
glad Team
Saturn.
Saturn came out on top.
Well, I think 2018. I think late 2017 was when I was drinking on like a Zelda stream, and I was like, you know what, Saturn's awful. And I just said that, and people were like, what? And they were like all upset, and it was just really amusing to me. And burn him in the fire. But it was funny because like you did a couple of Saturn streams throughout 2018, which I'm like, it would have been great if these games had been released in North America, but they weren't. So it's I don't know, it's just fascinating. I don't know, the weirdest thing to me was I was going through, like on the video I'm working on now for TurboGrafx, like going through the sheer number of Japanese publishers for the PC Engine, and seeing how next to none of them did anything in North America. Like, literally, what would they had to have changed to get that to work in the TurboGrafx 16? Like next to nothing, and they just didn't do anything. I don't know, it's just fascinating.
Who knows what kind of weird hurdles were in their way for like getting localization, what kind of money was involved or steps.
I think a lot of it might have.
bureaucracy.
I think a lot of it had to do with the fact
Not
that
selling.
Nintendo was just so draconian on their licensing rules, where like a lot of companies, in order to publish anything in North America, had to make like a second company. It's like they'd make a second company in North America that had no affiliation with the Japanese
Ultra
branch.
game.
Yeah, like Ultra Games or some really weird
Probably
name,
the most-
and then they would go and publish a game for the Genesis or something like that. Like they wouldn't do anything for the. Jesus, what was that?
I don't know.
Oh, there's the freezer in my garage scared me. But my wife's parents dropped off a garage freezer.
Berla wants to know if you should date whores.
Wait, what?
Take a read. They're actually lovely young women, and you shouldn't judge them harshly because they're willing to look for sugar daddies.
What? I am online
Everybody
dating on a
needs a
site.
little bit of
Oh,
sugar.
gorillas dating on a sugar daddies. There's
Thanks.
Jesus. Oh my word.
What you call whores.
I mean, if you get enjoyment out of it, who is anyone to judge? But there's a financial cutoff point where there's no fun to be had. So I guess it's entirely in your court, Gorilla. But I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. Let's see here. Someone says, "Yeah, the big part of it. Ian, Nintendo in America, huge strong." Yeah, no, I don't know. And the more research I did on terms of like why the TurboGrafx 16 did as poorly as it did, was a big part of it was like Nintendo's stranglehold, but also the staff at NEC was woefully inadequate and inexperienced in terms of how to even do anything. Like a lot of the guys who were working on the TurboGrafx 16 were they were from Atari, but they were from Atari's home computer division. So it's not like they had a lot of experience making games or anything along those lines. And even then, by that point, they had jumped over to NEC and they were so familiar with like making VCRs and CD players. They saw it as a hardware game, not an actual like selling software type thing. So it was very much just a lot of mistakes were made, and it's just fascinating. And oh yeah.
You should get Shadow Maru on here to debate you on, or not debate, but talk about PC Engine or Turbo Graphics.
Well, no, it's fascinating to me because I'm like, if you look at the PC Engine, a lot of the stuff that happened was like, I think, and also a big failure of the TurboGrafx is the fact that NEC North America spent way too long trying to figure out, basically trying to figure out like a new case design, because like the PC Engine, it was really compact and very efficient in terms of design, and did a lot with that. But like they saw it and they're like, this is too small, it's gonna come off as a baby's toy, so we gotta make it bigger. And so they spent like forever making it larger, and they spent like months developing a larger casing for it, and then going into like they spent like, apparently there was a rabbit hole where they spent several months trying to figure out like a rubberized coating for the port on the back of the TurboGrafx to try and make that rubberized for some reason, which I don't know why, but yeah. And so it just really slowed them down. So there was a lot of like, in that time, like basically like Sega released the Mega Drive in Japan, got their asses kicked, and they're like, all right, let's go ahead and let's try in North America. And they managed to beat the PC Engine release in North America by weeks, despite the fact that the PC Engine came out in Japan in like 1987, 1986. It's just nuts. It's just a lot of missed opportunities. And oh yeah, and Keith Courage, that's another part of that as well. That's like what they did wrong.
He says he knows where Casca is.
Well, you know, I think the main problem that they ran into was that, so like, well, the TurboGrafx came out in 89.
Yeah, 89, yeah. 2 weeks after the Genesis.
CDI came out in 1990. So,
that impacted everybody.
That's like running, you know, head first into a fire.
Die.
So, God. That's.
I mean, you can't.
What happened.
I mean, you can't compete against perfection. I mean, let's face it.
No.
Hey, I'm gonna have to get that drink then. I'll be right back.
Okay. Apparently I switched. There we go.
No. Go get that drink. I've got more things to say about how CDI destroyed the TurboGrafx.
Oh yeah, we can get Alex in here.
Yeah, right, I'll be back then.
Oh yeah, plus no Mortal Kombat in FG16. I mean, they spend apparently a lot of time trying to get Street Fighter on board, but I mean, like, what can you do with Street Fighter with 2 buttons? Let me go ahead and add. Let's get Alex in here.
Oh, I'm adding him in.
Oh, you are? Okay, cool. Well, I'll be right back.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Alex.
Hey, what's up, man? So I think Ian's actually going to go get a. I don't know what he's leaving his stream.
He's like, all right, there's these fuckers on here. They can manage my stream. Bye.
Yeah, we're running his channel now.
It's a closed party apparently to John.
Is that like some kind of reference I missed?
There's a little bit of inside thing that you might have missed earlier today.
Oh, okay. Oh, on your stream.
We played Retribution: Ride to Hell. Which was a game that Deep Silver published, and like they published it while I was working for them for like a short period of time, and like I just remember our QA team being like, "What the fuck? Why are we shipping this game?" And they were like, "We're filing all these bugs, and they keep saying won't fix." And it's just like we played it for about an hour and a half, and it's just like every time you meet a woman in it, it's like within 10 minutes you're sleeping with her, but you all have your clothes on. And you're dry humping. It's like the weirdest thing ever.
So it's like a junior high party or something, or
yeah, it's like everybody. Like we had Europeans like, this looks like this was written by a 12-year-old.
Is that one of your like earlier jobs in the industry?
No, I didn't work on. I mean, so I didn't work directly on the game, but
I know, just within in general within the industry. I mean.
No, I worked for the publisher at the time. So,
okay.
So it's a complicated story, but the long story short is I worked for Volition. They were owned by THQ. THQ went bankrupt famously after U-Draw, even after we shipped Saints Row 3, which was our most profitable game of all time of THQ, period. Not even just like Volition, but of THQ, the publisher. And then Deep Silver swung in well, actually, Ubisoft did I think it was like a $20 million bid for our studio, and then Deep Silver was like 20.5, and Ubisoft was just like folded their cards and walked away.
Hard to blame them, I guess.
I was just we were all just like, man, Ubisoft would probably like make Saints Row like a badass game, because they would put the money and they would market it and everything, because they were trying to get open world games at the time when that sale went through. It was before like all their games went all open world.
Didn't you and I talk about like maybe doing a documentary on? No, it wasn't Volition, was it?
I don't believe so. No.
Oh, actually, it wasn't you. I'm thinking of that I was talking to. It was somebody else.
It's okay. It's all right. We're all friends here.
Like as
everybody.
As I'm like thinking through, I've been drinking. As I'm thinking through, I'm like, I'm not supposed to say anything.
I know. That's the thing. It's just like, dude, I get it. Like, that's the thing. If you work in the game business, or if you deal with people in the game industry, you're just like, friend DA. And then you're like, well, I'm in a public spot.
Hey,
so,
Tyler,
you know that thing, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and it's like, okay, yeah. Nobody has a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox in their house.
But yeah, the CDI came out, and I believe this is a quote from the NEC board. That's a wrap.
As in, like, good job, everybody, or like, all right, fuck it, it's done.
They were like, fuck it, it's done. We're gonna milk, as much as we can out of this, but we know we're not gonna remember to spot.
So funny thing is, did Philips come up with the CDI standard?
Yeah. So yeah. They came up with like the format of this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, they were.
Like, I was just watching, what is it? The Retro RG something. I'm trying to remember what his channel. No, there's another guy.
Retro Man Cave.
Retro Man Cave. He did a video on CD formats, and he talked about the CDI format and like the first CD games, and I found that like really awesome, because it's just like, oh, dude, he just revised history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do know that Sony was peripherally involved, but like Philips is the one that like did the technical stuff.
Sony and Philips developed the CD format, like just compact discs in general, and then they went from there and developed. And CDI was Philips' endeavor on their own. That was misconstrued, which was misconstrued for a long time. The funny thing was, a lot of people seem to think for at least 5 years that the CDI was the byproduct of their working with Nintendo, despite the fact the CDI had been in development since, 86 or something like that?
Yeah. It was always going to be its own glorious, miraculous.
Well, at least from what, I mean, I don't know. So here's the thing. There's the system, the CDI, and then there is the optical disc standard, which is CDI. Because there's like red book, yellow book, all these different standards.
Yeah.
And so like it's kind of confusing when you're like, well, Sony and Philips designed this, the CD format, and it's like, well, there's like 12 of them. So
yeah.
Well, it was more like just traditional like audio CD stuff was developed as a partnership between Sony and Philips.
Yeah, that's the Red Book audio standard that most people are familiar with. It's like, I put a CD in my CD player, I go, holy shit, this car has a CD player? And then there's like 12 tracks of like some music from 2002, because it's the last time you listened, bought a CD.
I bought a Cranberry CD. Amazing.
Cranberries are all right, man.
Zombie.
He wants us to follow him.
But
Gorilla Jones wrote, Historicnerd and Company, you guys need to collaborate on a documentary of the history of video games and cover the entire thing from beginning to end. Genovi has to provide hats to everyone.
Dude, Genovi and his little dance in his last video, like I was really surprised when I watched his last video, because it was just like,
it was good.
Dude, you just like, you're having fun. Video game historians are not allowed to have fun. I just want my pure information on here. And look at you putting on your backpack and dancing, and I'm clicking the thumbs up button, and you're getting all this engagement, and he's fucking crushing it. Before you know it, he's gonna be like, yo, dude, I'm just like sitting here with my boy Ludacris. We're gonna talk about some video game history.
That's the name of one of his cows, though.
I'm really happy that like when Genovi made that like history of analog controller thing, I'm like, dude, that whole thing about the Sony or the Saturn freaking analog controller.
Yeah, dude, I was like,
I know.
And I'm like, how is that not its own video?
Where did he get it?
U.S. Patent Office.
Really? So it was just all patent searches? That's
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Well, I mean, like, dude, like there is so much shit you can find for video
I
game
know,
stuff on
but
the Patent Office.
It's like fucking needle in a haystack.
I mean,
not really.
If you start, once you like, yeah, I would say like once you've like done a few dozen searches through their system, and you start to figure out how they like tag things like to other patents, and researchers, like it does get pretty easy to like find some, but you have to like know where to begin with the topic, right? I would have never thought to even look, you know, for shit like that about the 3D Saturn controller.
Well, the funny thing, I never actually like held a 3D Saturn controller. So I didn't know the controller cable was detachable. So I didn't know there was actually a thing.
I've got one in my house here, man. Like
I've never held one.
Dude, those controllers, they go for like $60, and I don't like the Saturn. Yeah, like, and I don't like the Saturn that much. So
Ian, how much did you spend on your CDI mouse?
over 50. So.
You sir are a disgrace.
Me too.
Well, I mean, like, so that was mint in box. I opened the plastic to use it for the CDI mouse.
It could have been used, and I would have still paid. $55. It's just, you know, it's for a real man's console.
Well, no, what's funny is
I still go for $200. I gotta check on eBay
so Jeremy Dixon actually posted me a link to a guy in like the Netherlands that was selling CDI 3-button controllers, and he only wanted $35, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
I'm tempted to like redo my CDI video just to see if I can make the price go up.
Yeah, this is a very expensive.
I'm trying to get a CDI so I can just play like 3 games.
Oh yeah,
it's
good.
Cost me like
good luck, bro.
$400.
Good luck, bro. Good luck.
I get it. PlayStation 4 for that and some games.
I've been bothering Smoke Monster about like getting somebody to do an FPGA.
Yeah, I was on the stream with you and I was like, dude, like, what do we need to do? I was serious, and you were like kind of drunk talking about it. I was like, no, man, like, seriously, like, what do we need to do?
Back can like once or twice a week, it comes up on Twitter, and I'm like, yeah, we gotta do that.
Dude, you just gotta make a video about FPGA.
Well, Jeremy, like, well, the funny thing is, well, so Jeremy and myself, he was actually out hunting for CDI controllers for me one time. And he found a psychotically good deal for me, and I'm like, well, I'm buying that shit.
Hold on. I just went CDI hunting, and on eBay right now, CDI mouse 22ER9011 Philips pointing device, $49.95. Buy it now, brand new.
Oh yeah.
In box.
I wonder if that's the same, because that person was selling them for like over 50.
Yeah, the controller is like the
$15, so technically it gets you over 50, but it's new in box.
Yeah, that's how mine was.
You
Yeah.
said CDI hunting. I guess my version of CDI hunting is very different from your own discussion.
Well, to be fair, I found my physical CDI console for $10 at a thrift store though, so I'm really happy about how that turned out.
Let me see. I'm gonna look through my eBay purchases to see if that's the same person.
I'm sure. I am sure we bought them from the same guy who like has that. He has a. Yeah, he has a mountain of these freaking controllers. Like he has a mountain of these things.
Video games and consoles. Here we go. Sony CDI Interactive, $420. Is that a joke?
Of course.
No, it's not a joke. It's the CDI.
Philips CDI 220 console works. $220.
Good deal.
That's about within. But I mean, I guess you have to check if that as an MPEG card or not. That's a big part.
Yeah, the Magnavox 450 is $260, and it comes with that shitty trackball controller that's wired.
Hey, whoa! Trackballs are not shitty, sir. They're the future.
Only on CDI. Alex need to put that caveat in there because it's on the CDI.
But yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest.
Relax, friend.
You know, depending on the price, I'm willing to throw some money to pay somebody to do an FPGA core.
I would be too at this point, especially if I could get a working CDI for less than $260. Jesus Christ! And you know the optical drive on this thing is like crapping out and shit. Like at this point, all these drives are going bad unless they're exceptionally good.
I think if their price range was in the $2,000 to $3,000 range, we could between what I'm willing to throw in, which is a good chunk of that, I think we can like crowd.
I'll put down $100 for somebody to make a
Yeah.
CDI.
So if anyone's
yeah.
wondering, currently the way I use a computer in my office here is a trackball because they are the future, and yeah.
Yeah, trackball's great when you're like in a manufacturing place where it's just like, man, we don't have desks or anything. Everything's just kind of on a tray.
But aren't you doing a Quake stream here in the future at some point?
Yeah, so
we need to go head to head because I'm using a trackball and I plan on destroying you.
Yes, so please,
yeah.
please, 1v1 me, sir.
let's do this.
So this June, the week of the 15th, which starts on Monday, June 15th, we will start playing Quake every day. I gotta determine the time. We'll do streams with people. I gotta get guests and people to figure out. So like, if you know anybody who's like can talk a lot of stuff about Quake, let me know because I'm getting those guests put up. But yeah, we're gonna play the original Quake world. And what's great about it is that it runs on literally everything. If you go to nquake.com, there's like a version that runs in your browser if you don't want to download anything because
so
it's
Alex,
like weird.
Is that the letter N Quake
Yeah.
or END Quake? Oh,
The letter N Quake. Yeah, John's like, good luck. He destroyed me 20-2.
Oh, dude, I remember when you did the Doom thing for its anniversary, and yeah, you were murdering.
Was I ripping and tearing? Just a little bit?
Like at one point in the stream, you know, Alex's webcam just cuts to his feet on his keyboard and mouse, and he's still winning. Cuts back to the game, then back.
It was
just using his
it was
thumb on
actually
the
his
keyboard, flicking the keyboard still.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I used to win computers at competitions, every
I used
FPS game.
I used
So
to win competitions in the Midwest when I used to live out
no,
there.
I California, Northwest. I used to win computers and shit playing Call of Duty and all kinds of shit. So we'll see how this goes.
Call of Duty's a little bit different of a game because it's like
I mean, Quake. We playing like Quake 1 or Quake 3? Which one we doing?
Quake 1.
Okay, this will be
The
interesting.
original Quake world.
I can't remember. Quake 1 have bunny hopping or no?
It technically does, but it's like don't hit forward or backwards. It's only strafe left and right.
Oh, this will be perfect then. I'll be fine.
It's like Counter-Strike bunny hopping. Basically.
I love bunny
you know
hopping.
what? I'm gonna train for this. Atlantis, the last resort FPS game.
So
The
actually,
FPS killer app on the Philips CDI.
Yeah.
So actually, right now, what you guys could do after this stream is done, because I want y'all to be here and listen to us what we're saying. But after the stream is done, you can go to nquake.com, download. It's completely free. It's 100% free. Like you don't have to own anything. You just have to have Linux, Windows, or Mac. And then once you download it, you can just search for the human interaction.
I'm more of an OS2 warp.
Well, I don't know about. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's a Quake World client for OS2 Warp because Quake World netcode hasn't changed since like 1997 or something when they released it. So, like the original clients work, but the newer clients have newer features that you don't like client-side prediction that's a little bit better. But
So apparently Colin wants to join as well. Yeah, definitely. Alex, if you wouldn't mind putting a link in my Discord to this competition, get some folks.
Well, I
there.
don't think you have the date yet, right? So maybe like your Twitter.
So we're a little early, but you can jump in. The server is up and running. So if you guys want to start practicing, you can.
You know, it's funny that Ian says put the link in my Discord, so if anyone, quote unquote, wants to join in. Sounds like you're trying to rig the game for yourself, Ian, by getting all your little friends.
No, if I'm not on top of the kill list, I'm losing. That's just how it works. It doesn't matter if it's like someone on my team.
Oh, that'll make my day great because actually in a free for all that's really good. Playing semi-defensively in a free for all is better. So yeah, just go for it. I have bright colors. I'm red, red on top and green on the bottom. That's me.
I might open my other bottle of wine just because.
Anybody else getting turned on? No, I'm just kidding.
I know. I know. I'm into this.
Talk of Quake.
Don't be a loser. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Gabber posted a link. If you guys definitely want to join the Discord, feel free to go check that out.
Unofficial port of Quake for OS2.
Yeah, as long as there's a Quake World client, which they were made for everything, because they got open source like pretty early. because Quake 2 came out really quick after the original Quake. Yeah, like you should be able to play on like anything.
Ian, you gotta vote for by Mad Action to crack a bottle and let that body waddle.
Oh, okay, all
He's
right.
a character in the video games. So.
Yeah, give me just a minute here.
You're still playing the same game.
Oh, I'll switch titles here. We've been playing this one for
you're doing
a while here, actually. Let me go
Guys,
and
I
switch.
feel like if Ian has been drinking so much, if I wasn't here to tell him to switch the games.
Well, so here's an entire bottle of wine I just finished. So there's that going on.
Mad Action got that Eminem quote. Wow. Didn't expect that.
Oh, were you dropping some bars, James?
That's what I was doing. I was dropping some bars, yo. That's what I do.
Just being very ill.
I do not have a K bar.
Will know true fear once he starts.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go open another bottle of wine. I'll be right back.
Sword.
So Jimmy, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
Really? I feel like I can't get rid of you. I'm doing fine, man. I think we talked maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe at the.
Yeah.
For me, that's
is
like
that a
yesterday.
problem for you? Is it just like
No.
talk to me once a month? That's it. Get the fuck out of my
If
life.
I talk to somebody once a year, I feel like, man, I talk to that guy all the time.
Yeah, I do talk to you all the time.
I have zero concept of time usually. Now that I just had my first beer in forever, I don't know what the fuck's going on. This is like the strongest beer I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh, dude, that's the best. Like once after you don't drink for a while and you have that first beer, and like a quarter of it in, you're just like, oh, I'm fucked up.
I thought I was drinking whiskey. I was like, what the fuck? It was just an Ebisu beer, but damn.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're working out and you got that body fat under like 12%. Yeah, those were a few years ago for me. Now I don't know. The Bays made me soft. I need to work out more.
20%.
Wait, you're not a programmer, Alex?
No, I'm a manager, dude.
So you're no longer a programmer, huh?
I mean, I wouldn't say. Oh, okay, so yeah, programmer, sure, because I didn't get into code and to see. I did the visual stuff on Unreal Engine.
Let's see, Tyler says, let's see here, Ian, to get lightning in the valley. No, actually, not that I've noticed anyway. It's been pretty nice tonight, actually, in terms of, it was 96 degrees here today, but my garage has dropped to about 70, 80 or so it's actually pretty comfortable.
Yeah,
hey guys,
it's usually... Go ahead.
Oh no, just letting you know, Lainey has joined.
Hey, Lainey, what's up?
What's up?
I thought you were changing this game.
I was too busy putting a new bottle of wine to open, or getting a new bottle of wine open.
Oh, what kind of wine is that?
Oh, so I just finished a Tisdale, which is one of my favorite Merlots. Now we're doing a Red Diamond Winemaker's Blend, which is actually really good.
Holy shit, how many bottles of wine do you crush a night, sir?
I find wine really doesn't give me hangovers, so I can do like 3 or 4 of these things and not have a problem.
Who doesn't get like hangovers from wine?
Dude, I drink a glass of wine, I get like fucking headache.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've destroyed friendships because of wine.
I don't know. I find
also medication.
So for me, I find with wine, I usually pretty much every weekend I usually go and do a 3 to 4 mile run. And so I guess I go like tomorrow morning. I'm gonna wake up, run like 2 miles, throw up, and then finish the last 2.
Holy fuck!
I'll be fine.
Frank the Tank.
But it's But no, so I have several bottles of wine I pick up, but I didn't really feel like. I feel like hard A hits me a little harder. Yeah.
How drunk are you on a scale of 0 to 10?
Maybe a 6.
All right.
Yeah, Ian's one of those guys that like you can never really tell that. There's been I've seen Ian smashed many times, but I could only tell he was drunk like 2 of those times.
I can tell how drunk he is by how well he does in this game. Because usually he can't get past the first.
Gameplay's the way to tell.
Yeah, he can't get past the first guy, and he's like. He's just going in circles and then just not even like commenting on the game. He just keeps dying and dying. It's like, oh
yeah, Ian's drunk. Yeah.
Right now.
Ian, how long are you gonna study this wall?
Yeah.
Hey, these this 2-dimensional plane texture is pretty fascinating. Hang on.
Let me tell you about the strategy that happened in World War I. Like, what the?
Ian, this is Hotel Mario. What?
You know, I actually do have a question, Ian. I'll just put you on the spot right here in front of you and your audience. How about you play Quake with me on one of these Saturday or Friday nights.
He doesn't even have his headset on.
No! He fucking ghosted me!
Yeah, he's looking for another game. His stream is actually only like a second or two behind.
Oh, well, yeah, YouTube's good.
Oh, yeah.
Lately.
Yeah, once they made that weird switch and it went to like normal latency as like the default, it was like 20 plus seconds.
Fucking normal latency is just dumb.
Yeah.
All right, Ian, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
All right, I gotta ask again because I just gotta get this out of you. I'm gonna hit you on stream with all your friends here.
Let's do this.
How about we do Quake one of these weekend evenings for your stream?
Sure. We'll have to figure out a way to set that up. I find my only issue is I don't have an ideal PC gaming setup, just because my.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because you're on a couch and everything.
Well, yeah, because I'm out in my garage because my good gaming PC is upstairs in my office, and I try to do that because my daughter sleeps upstairs.
This is Quake, dude. Like it runs on like.
I yell and I yell and I'm an asshole. I guess. Yeah.
Use the laptop.
Another Ukes game. What's going on, Ian? Is this a sponsored stream from Ukes?
They also made.
Well, actually, I put this one on just for you, Yahel. Actually, so you'll see a logo here in a second that you'll quite identify with.
Oh, there you go. I guess that's what you're playing. Look, I was just saying. The Royal Rumble.
Everybody remembers the classic WWF Royal Rumble game for that.
But you know, I need to send you a. Do you have a Dreamcast, Alex?
WWF Japan.
I don't have a physical Dreamcast with me, but I own one. That's.
He has an emotional.
I was just thinking. I was just.
It's at my parents' house.
I was just thinking we both need to get a. I would love to get a Raspberry Pi and send you Quake 3 and play that one.
Ian is not guilty.
Ian, like this Saturn Dreamcast emulation is pretty solid.
Oh, is it okay?
But it probably won't do net play if he's like.
No, that's. I mean, Ian and I played Blitz on Dreamcast.
Oh yeah, we could do Parsec. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun to do that actually.
Oh, but I don't know if it does like.
The network play. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
it has to be network.
I do have one, but I don't have the Ethernet adapter. It's only got the modem adapter.
Yeah. So well, they have there are Raspberry Pi modem adapter ones available, aren't there?
I mean, sure. You tell me. I just don't like playing on real hardware because it's always finicky, and it's like you got to figure out a way to de-interlace it and all this bullshit, and it's like we're capturing VG. I've got high quality SDI. That's what I got.
You don't have to de-interlace it. I mean,
yeah, you just let your audience be like, "What the fuck am I looking at, dude? I got standards."
Get it, man. Yeah.
So, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with my channel and my Red Dawn review, but I just got a random comment.
Oh, you get a lot of.
A lot of interesting. Well, yeah. So the Red Dawn video has basically gotten 1,000 views a day for like a year or something like that. And it gets comments all the time, and the funny thing is, I get really gigantic essays from folks, like about the movie, and it's just fascinating to me as to why, of all the content I've created over the years, that's the one YouTube just pushes nonstop to folks. It's just really interesting to me.
Brings the crazies out.
Oh yeah, I was just a whole lot of winners, dude.
Oh yeah.
Some of the comments.
No, I've gotten some really.
It brings out a lot of winners.
I've got
crazies, and it's just like. Whoa, man, you got like opinions and stuff. Like it brings out the winners. Like, dude, you're funny.
It's I don't know.
You're being right. You're true. Right. Stone Cold vs. X-Pac. Yeah.
Why is X-Pac why is the Undertaker with X-Pac? Oh, this is like during the ministry, the corporate ministry.
I selected arcade, and I have no idea what's going on.
Then or late 90s, actually 99.
I mean, if Austin's here, I think this has to be like around 99.
Yeah. Oh, it's D-pad.
That's kind of like the 99 Royal Rumble logo.
I think corporate ministry was 99, right?
Hey guys, when we can get back together again, we have to play WWF Raw on the SNES.
Oh,
or probably 32X is like the best one according to Joe.
32X is the best at everything.
Oh, do you mean the arcade? Like
WWF Raw. Is there a Raw game? Yeah, there's a WWF Raw SNES, and it's 4-player, and it's fucking glorious. And it's just like you mash buttons, and you're just like
Can you explain to me what just happened?
Let alone with a drum. So the other thing was like, you know, allegedly, right, 7 feet tall, and that drum was like 6'5".
Oh.
Oh, what a beautiful look! Austin's nipple. What's going on with it?
I got very small nipples.
Slightly off center from where it should be.
Off center, yeah.
It is what it is.
Size of a dime, just like the neck of yours, like a stack of dimes.
Why are there people running in and out of this?
I've never heard this get worse in touch. I never heard you do.
That's fine.
It's fine, son.
That's fine.
It is what it is.
Oh, it would be good.
This goes out to
all the WWF superstars.
Holy shit! Who is that on the stream? What happened to Jimmy?
I actually tried a little bit.
Jimmy, you should
Although
do
it
voice
could've
acting, dude. Because you got all these voices, yeah.
But it did turn into Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, it did really. It was very heavy.
Now your
Minnesota.
Jesse Ventura is like better than Jesse's Ventura's Jesse Ventura.
Minnesota.
I gotta get him another beer. I'll be right back.
I love how the stream
Yeah,
count as
Jimmy
we started
has a
wrestling
Dragon
just
Ball
dropped
Dragon.
dramatically.
We're a bad influence on Jimmy. He had drank like 3 or 4 months, and nobody told him to drink.
Yes.
Just he was like, I'm gonna
Corrupt him. Corrupt him.
Turn him to the dark side.
Oh God, Kylo! Oh, come on, man.
That's the only thing I really kind of liked from that trilogy, consistently, anyway. And also, I always think of Alex when I hear Kylo, because I know very early on he
Just
started
me and
busting
him.
out the Kylo.
We're the same. We're the same guy.
Thing like angsty.
Adam Driver.
Like a horse.
You an Adam Driver? You're a
Adam Driver.
former Marine turned actor.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I never really would have thought that, just seeing him being a little, crybaby in Star Wars. But hey, he's a very good actor too.
Get it?
Adam Driver, the guy who plays Kylo Ren.
Oh, I thought you guys were talking about Stone Cold Steve
Talking
Austin.
about Sean Waltman.
So I feel like what's really weird is like does Stone Cold Steve Austin when he's in the ring normally look like a shapeless amphibian?
No, this is like I'm off the juice.
Yeah, this is
Steve Austin.
post really fucking up his neck.
No, actually, Austin's off his health.
I just feel like
Johnny Rockets
the
asking
body
people
form
that-
in this game is really odd. Like it just does not look
He's
muscular.
Still in great shape.
It just looks really weird.
He looks right.
What-
now,
what the
like,
hell?
this
Why
is
am I in
50-50,
a-
I think.
why am
He
I in
looks
a-
like he could- his hair to bark off a tree with his hair.
That's your house goal. He's like, that's what I want to look like when I'm 16. I can't wait.
I would love to be a bald.
Oh,
white-
whatever happened to whatever happened to
White guy.
Goldberg, by the way? Whatever happened to Goldberg?
He's still
Goldberg?
wrestling.
He just a few months ago he was the Universal Champion of much controversy. Yeah, because he had like 1 or 2 like fucking contracted fights, and then it was all went to shit.
Apparently, Jesse McFluff just said Jimmy no.
How did you win? How are you teleporting?
I'm just spamming the punch button, and apparently that works in this game.
I'm wondering how
Yeah, John asked if he can do anything else other than punch.
You can do
yeah,
you can do
you can
grapples.
teleport.
You can teleport between
teleporting him.
maps. I don't know. I guess I'm like, you know what? This is working, so I'm just gonna do it because it's easy to do this, drink, and talk to folks.
Just press one button. Yeah.
That is my
Honestly, like,
favorite
this
way to
looks-
play games, lady.
This looks worse than the Aki THQ like games on the N64.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This game does look worse than the N64 ones.
Their bodies look
Probably plays
awful.
better.
Plays better? Are you crazy?
I didn't realize.
I know the Aki game.
Well, I mean, I find this. I don't know this.
But
I don't know. Wrestling games haven't really played that great, but it doesn't look. I don't know. The character designs, like the way their bodies are shaped, is just really abnormal.
whoa! Steve Austin just murdered Paul White, the Big Show. by
Oh my
putting
god!
his
Yeah,
arm
that
in
is
his head.
That
is that referee is not
comfortable.
calling the bell. That is just very fucked up. These refs. Is that
If your opponent's skin can transverse through the rope, like you should stop the match.
yeah? Somehow, well, you are playing a stone, so that's why you're kicking ass. But somehow,
a wrestling move.
Oh.
yeah. There you go.
Stone Cold would be
Ah!
Oh my God, Big Show just
No sold it.
oh
No sold the
Tombstone,
powerbomb.
put powerbomb Tombstone him off the fucking apron.
This game is so fucking weird because like Big Show is taking moves he would never take, so Austin is doing moves he would never do. All right, a DDT. Okay.
What I find really awkward is that you have the analog stick here, and it does nothing.
I see that you keep like taunting him, like raising your hands at him, like "Come at me, son."
Oh man.
Wait a minute. What when you hit him like in his hip, like gold balls?
Yeah.
That's his weakness.
Oh,
That's
his hip. He
His
did
balls.
actually get his hip replaced in real life, so I guess.
Goldust is
See,
now
I see-
playing the role of his bulge, of the Big Show's bulge.
I'm amazed at the detail in the crease behind his knee.
Wow, I'm kind of. I didn't even notice he has the knee brace.
He had
Whoever-
like about 5 sentences to talk about this game.
Oh god.
Could be like sentences, you know.
Whoever worked on the creases for the knee behind the knees.
I am actually shocked at how fast the stream is actually updating right now.
Oh,
Shocked at how.
Max is tough, man. To fuck you up, I guess, from that last match because you made Xbox look foolish, but they actually made themselves look
So-
foolish because they didn't do anything.
What I'm learning from this game though, so Yahel as a professional wrestler, are you weak to punches?
What?
Like in this game, if I can spam punch, I win every time. Is this like a rule in wrestling, where if you just punch all the time?
Technically, punches are illegal. Closed fist.
Yeah.
Really?
Open hand.
But
Oh,
the
okay.
referees, all they do is admonish you. they're all anemic. All you gotta do is touch them. They'll pass.
Dude, this referee is the worst. He saw that Steve Austin
This referee's
his
no.
arm through Paul White's head.
Listen, man, this referee is really. Yeah, Paul White has a rope inside his ribs.
Yeah, he is being mutilated.
What just happened with the lighting? What? Okay, apparently.
No,
It was like, wait,
wait, now there's a cage.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus. I guess the
feel like
Godfather
this
kept
game-
coming in with no hose, and they're like, you know what?
This game has a bunch of bugs, and they just like just call it arcade. Wait, did
Alex leave?
Yeah, Alex hasn't been talking. I'm sure he's probably.
he's still in the game.
He probably ran to the store to get a Coors Light. I think is what he's doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's riding the silver bullet.
Or
Yeah.
he's buying all those CDI stuff that he found.
You just go through eBay buying every single one.
That's right, Kristen. That's like apparently.
All right, let me switch games again. I put this one on just to.
This is the game you're playing the least amount of time. It has the most
I
interesting.
think it's the funniest game, man. Now you're gonna go against Mankind.
You can't turn me off, son.
I think you really should play the game a little bit more.
I think you're game guy.
What I find really frustrating is the analog stick does nothing.
Oh, the D-Lo, you got the head shaker.
The more I drink, the what the fuck? Where did Jeff Hardy come from? God, I'm just drunk, man.
Oh no! I was talking. I don't know. Maybe if you're not enjoying the game, that's fine. But this is
I'm
maybe-
gonna start
Yeah.
streaming this game.
This is WWF Royal Rumble is what this one is. I think I paid $13 for it.
Yeah.
That's a steal.
I
Yeah.
have been looking at a copy of this, the Japanese version, which I could only hope to God they have Japanese dubs, but they won't. But it's like $8, basically brand new here.
Hey, Godzilla, how you doing, man?
I'm gonna get it after seeing this.
But apparently, all you got to do though to beat the computer is just punch a lot. That's all you got to do.
Well, do some,
Steve
try to do
Austin
some moves,
walking
man.
up
Oh,
the
Scooter ropes? That's pretty felt. What?
Yeah, but he's not even getting any stars from that. Any gold.
Yeah, well, maybe he hasn't found his weak hip or whatever.
Oh god. Oh, my neck.
it's-
Oh, what just happened? Why did I get attacked by two people at once?
I'm afraid that if like
How is that legal?
D'Lo Brown tries to taunt this one, his head might blow.
I would love it if they had. Wait, Triple H.
Oh, Triple H is
These are
coming
not
in.
factions.
Yeah, they stopped caring about. Well, I guess is that Big Show again?
Yeah, that was Big Show.
Yeah, he came in, kicked you once, and ran the fuck out. What a pussy.
Let me drink some more right now.
I just love that previous match though. The Road Dogg and Xbox came in on two corners of the what do you call of the square circle, and then they just jumped. They did like swanton bombs and hit nobody and ran the fuck out of there because they were.
I think the best part of this is that, like for me at least, I don't think D'Lo ever wore these tights.
I hope not. It looks a little bit too like '90s white boy extreme.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't like.
So I guess apparently Jonathan Gikas has his Retro Fighter DC stick coming in.
Nice.
That looks like a pretty good controller.
It does. Did they also have like an N64 controller?
Yeah, they made an N64 like it's like a design shift off the Hori type, I guess.
The Hori Mini, which is so tiny.
Yeah.
But it's a kind of a little bit of space. Dude, yeah, look, Triple H and Big Show keep running in and out.
Yeah, I don't know so like arcade mode. This isn't a Royal Rumble because people aren't just coming in, but they come in and out.
No,
that big exhibition or an arcade?
I think you were like looking at your phone.
Okay, I'm a douche. Gotcha. Oh God, that Kane and Jesus.
Dude.
I remember Kane because he had that late '90s horror film that Kane was in. I don't remember what that was called.
See No Evil. That's
Yeah.
I think that's late 2000.
Was that late 2000?
That was when was that right after he was unmasked? Or like he's been
He was
unmasked
unmasked for it for sure.
Maybe 2007ish.
2006. Very close.
Okay. Apparently, I'm going to now I'm fighting in the.
That's when I had a chance to
What?
see
Oh,
him
what?
at college.
Why am I at a level of fucking Die Hard arcade now?
Oh. That was very
That's
jarring
hilarious.
for me because I clicked away to look up the See No Evil date and I come back and Die Hard arcade wishes it looked this good.
Yeah, probably. But I don't know why a wrestler is in Die Hard arcade. That's the confusing part.
This is so weird because so this area itself looks pretty good for the Dreamcast, but the characters are so shitty.
It really just kind of looks like an N64 game with higher resolution.
Yeah, that's actually the other way to describe it. It's like an.
Emulating one.
Yeah, it actually does. It's like kind of like how GoldenEye with the creepy, kind of realistic faces, but
Wait, did I win? Wait, what? I was on my feet. He was on his back. That bitch was down. Come on. All right.
I guess you can put a different game.
Yeah, it was.
This is hilarious.
You know, all of you know, Yahel, I bought this game just because I'm like, this would be a great game to stream with Yahel. It's the only reason I paid money on it.
I think we should play this on Dreamcast on Parsec next time.
You can do that. It can be fun.
All right, what's my dog here? You got 4 players too.
Yeah, I guess you can do a number. One sec.
I'll play Al Snow. I'll join in on that.
Have you seen Al Snow recently? He's like super jacked.
Dude, he's jacked up. He's like he's one of the only guys who like. It's so funny because he was he was never a main event whatever guy, but he always has the best shit to say really about everything.
Yeah, he's really entertaining.
He's jacked. Oh man, I was interested in what his workout routine was, so I actually heard about that.
20 cc's of Tren.
Well, he didn't mention that, but nothing.
Yeah. And then some Winstrol gummy snacks.
What?
Wait, what did I miss just now?
Nothing.
Well, we're just talking about an aging wrestler's regiment of getting super buff. He's got his chin used to always look really kind of he had kind of this baby fat maybe on his face. It's all gone now. So,
yeah, it is all gone.
There you go. Ian's playing the best game.
Oh, my
I
God!
love this game actually.
Really?
Yeah.
You like
Laney?
Soul Calibur? Very interesting. Okay.
All right, Laney, if you like Soul
Alright.
Calibur, it's this guy. He's
You've never fucking suggested we play Soul Calibur.
Well, neither have you. So there.
Because I mean, I don't want you to get dehydrated from crying after how many times I've eaten.
Oh, do I need to bring up the Wheel of Fortune for that? Do I need to bring up
You make it sound like we played Wheel of Fortune once and you won, and then we never played it again.
No, we
So,
played it like 5 times, and I won like 4 out of the 5.
Yeah,
So-
but English is your first language. You should win.
Yeah,
Okay. You're
Laney.
gonna bring up that excuse again.
Laney, you need to. Are you good at Wheel of Fortune? Or no, sorry, Price is Right type stuff, or no?
I mean, I did watch it like every day during every summer vacation.
You guys need to. You need to pick up the.
Say yes.
Well, no, you guys need to pick up the Wii version and just have that cutthroat fucking game be in your house. It is just amazing. Play that one. It'll break up the most committed of couples.
So I was always a Boldo.
Of course you were. You can hump the air.
Yeah.
By the way, I was gonna type it in the chat, but this is like one of the best, I guess, intros in my opinion for any game. And I love that you can switch out Voldo right here for Sophidia or like Astaroth. If you unlock it in that quest mode, you can like switch whatever characters you want in place of all these other guys. So it was always fun. It was always fun.
Is better than Mutant Rampage Body Slam. Is what you're trying to
Yeah, by quite a large margin, I'd say. But
I'm gonna.
I love the.
And I quote: "I might be high, but this game is really fun." Jimmy Hoppa, 2019.
Also, beer doesn't taste that bad.
Oh, sorry, 2018. My bad.
Oh yeah, how many beers have you had so far, Jimmy? I feel like
I've had 1.5, but it feels like I've had 8.
I'm gonna.
Any speedruns? Oh, John. So, John, you're telling me I could be the world speedrun champion like I was for the 3DO version of Rise of the Robots for a while. Because I was the only one with a...
Well, apparently he said there were only 10 stages in Exhibition, so you could actually probably beat it, too, if you just kept punching it stone cold.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you really got to do.
That's all, to be honest, though, that's all he kind of really could do at that point of his career. So it's very realistic. And he would still beat most people.
Yeah. So I've always been more of a nightmare guy in this game.
He was the Xbox character.
Who was?
Spawn.
Oh yeah, Spawn was.
In
Was
Soul Calibur
Yoda
2.
was GameCube, right?
That was Soul Calibur 4. Soul Calibur 4 was Yoda was on the Xbox and Vader was PS3, and
I thought-
for the
I thought-
GameCube was Zelda. Link. Sorry, looks like a girl. But Link and then Heihachi for PS2, which. Yeah, well, I think they had Necrid, which was the Todd McFarlane character for Soul Calibur 2, so it made sense kind of putting Spawn in there because of that connection, but also Necrid was a weird character.
Oh, Memphis all about Nightmare as well. I always liked playing this guy in the arcade, but like the arcade game was always like stressful because you'd be fighting some random person.
Oh, Laney knows. Laney, next time that we actually have a sort of convention after whatever stuff is finished and subsides,
Right.
we'll have a Soul Calibur tournament.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'll win.
I'm not saying that I'm gonna win either. I'm just saying.
I agree. We definitely should.
So,
it really sucks that PRGE got canceled for this year, but maybe they'll be like
next month or
Wait,
2 months from now, right?
Wait, Lane, do
In
you know if
Yeah.
PAX is happening in Seattle or not, or no?
I don't think so, right? think
I
all that
haven't
stuff
seen
up.
anything, but I think it happened like pretty late last year.
Oh,
Hold
okay.
on, let me look, because we went last year, so let me see what date it was.
Okay.
And I think it'd be fun to drive out there and bug you guys for that event.
I mean, you could totally stay with it. Oh, but you have children.
Well, I wouldn't bring my daughter, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you could totally stay with us.
It would just be like, hey, sweetie, I'm going to the coast for a couple of days.
So it looks like it's still happening as of now. It's scheduled for Friday, November 20th to the 22nd.
Wonder how much passes are.
Oh wait, that's PAX Unplugged. Sorry, JK. The one in Seattle is actually in September.
Oh wow, okay.
I guess this is Unplugged is like a different in Australia.
Some sort of like mask policy or something in place, probably to try to keep people from getting sick if that's still going around.
Well, apparently masks have been proven to be 85% effective in decreasing viral transmissions, so that's good.
Yeah, we finally moved to phase 1 this week, so I'm pretty excited. So hopefully keep that trend going.
Yeah.
What is phase 1?
It's like bars and restaurants are open, but you can only have like 25% of seating, and everybody still has to sit like 6 feet apart, and like pretty much nothing else is open. And then they have like different phases that like they slowly open more and more things, but right now that's it. We're probably still not going to go out until like 3 more weeks.
I'm gonna be honest. One of the nice things about this quarantine is the fact that like I haven't had to go anywhere. And I'm like, yes, I don't have to go anywhere. I can just hang out at my house for the weekends. So you don't have to visit. So
Also,
what do
Jonathan.
you think of Sega's big? Oh, the Game Gear Micro.
Maybe the fog thing, or is the Game
Well,
Gear
I don't know. The
Micro
Game
one
Gear,
of
the
those?
Sega Fog thing I think is intriguing because I'm like, I mean, it's just Sega mining Bitcoin basically is all that one is. So it's kind of not really. That's like doesn't impact anyone outside of Japan. So it's kind of a bummer in that regard. I don't know. The Game Gear Micro I think is really fun, and I only say that because I sit out in the desert and have to do random shit for weeks on end, and having a little device I don't care much about and the risk of destroying it I find amusing. Well, I'm not worried about destroying it anyway, because like I'll take my At-Games Genesis out in the field just because. So a Game Gear Micro I think is kind of a nice little item I can take out there and kind of enjoy.
You know, Ian,
But-
Don't know why
if
it's
you
so
go to
small.
PAX, you can probably like get the media pass.
Well, I thought you had to be like 50,000 subscribers or something like that.
I don't
thought
know.
the
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah,
but
it
I don't-
was that big.
Was it? No, I because so
Oh,
John Rogers is who told me about it, and at the time, he had like I want to say like 40,000 subscribers. I thought maybe I'm remembering wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a subscriber limit number, but dude, now that dude's got like almost 90,000.
Wait, John Rogers in the chat, Dead God in the Discord? Who are we talking
I'm sorry, not John Rogers, John Riggs. Sorry.
about? John Riggs. Okay.
79.6 thousand.
Okay. Well, I mean, I might try for a media badge. but yeah.
I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm part of the Wrestling Gaming staff. Look it up on
Wrestling-
YouTube.
Well, I mean, like, do you need
Yeah.
2 people to hold your microphone
You
and
can't
or?
take my pass. Last year I had to take
No,
it.
I'm actually Yahel's girlfriend. I don't know what that chick's saying over
But
there.
actually,
I'm actually
Lainey couldn't like get the passes were sold out, but she just like went with me
Oh.
and bought like a pass like from
I had to
somebody.
get one off of like Craigslist or something.
No, you
All
bought it
the
off
passes
somebody
were-
there.
Well, I know, there are always guys like in the street outside PAX going, "I got, you want to sell
Like, the first
passes,
one,
whatever."
And the next time we found one like really cheap.
Yeah, they were already sold out by that time because for some reason he didn't add me on the media pass. and
I
then was
couldn't
like-
add you.
By the time I went to go look for tickets, they were all sold out. So I had to buy one off Craigslist, and then luckily, like the next day when we went there were a bunch of people like trying to sell them on the street and stuff illegally, obviously. And so, anyways, I bought one, and then I had like the full 4-day pass or whatever.
And then we sold like
Yeah, and
your
then we didn't go
4-day
the
pass.
last day, so then
So
we
you-
were like,
yeah.
no, I was
You
gonna-
didn't go. I went.
trying to keep the little plaque or whatever, like the little tag for memory reason.
I don't know, Jeremy. I think you can. I think if you like block people on your channel, that.
I know Jeremy hates the fact people can sub to him despite the fact he has no content there. He's like, ah!
Right now, I'm gonna do one of those stupid posts, a community post on YouTube. Subscribe to Jeremy Dixon.
Tell him how much you love the Cheetah Girls. He's a big fan. Uh-oh. The sleeping dragon has been awakened.
So, do you have a favorite character, Ian?
Nightmare.
Do you like Siegfried of the Holy Roman Empire?
Wait, is he the non-nightmare skin nightmare?
He's Nightmare. Yeah, he's basically the Soul Edge, Soul Blade
I
character
just
that becomes Nightmare.
yeah, I guess like Nightmare.
Oh, I was
This
like,
water, I think, is just like the water in that toy game.
You
it
know,
actually moves though.
when you
look
put
at
a 2-dimensional plane on there and you just skin it with a water GIF, it's so easy.
Yeah, I don't think it's moving. Jimmy. I think it's just like an animated texture.
Could be. There is the Yoshimitsu stage.
It looks good though. It looks good.
The Yoshimitsu stage actually is like a little raft that goes down some water, and I think it actually might move in that. Or at least there's fake 2D, like water splashes. I think this game still looks fun.
Yeah, this game looks great. Like, the fact this is like arcade perfect for the Dreamcast is fantastic.
Well, it's better than arcade. If you remember, the arcade game kind of looked like a really higher-end PS1 game.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah. I don't know, man. All I gotta say is, like, looking back through a time machine, I'm like, the Dreamcast deserves better. That's all I gotta say.
I was when I got a Dreamcast, it was like maybe the second week it came out. My grandma, I was moving from Hawaii to South Carolina, big move.
Yeah, that's
before I moved, my grandma bought me a Dreamcast, and the first game I got, because obviously it was Sonic Adventure. I'm a loser. But a friend let me borrow. I was like, okay, I'll let you borrow my Sonic Adventure. I have like a month left in Hawaii. I'll let you borrow my Sonic Adventure. You let me borrow Soul Calibur. So I played. Peace on Movie. No. I was like, this is like the greatest game I've ever played. And I hated fighting games at that point because of just bad experiences on N64. But I played Soul Calibur and I was like, I have to get this game before I move. And I had a little bit of like allowance money, and I found one copy for $45. And when I moved to South Carolina, I got a little tiny TV from like a family friend, and I just played Soul Calibur like crazy for like 2 months because I had to wait for all my stuff.
So you're really good.
I was really good. I used to be able to beat this game in Ultra and everything without losing. If I played it now though, I'd get my ass kicked. I was challenging Laney when you were gone because that's what I do. But Laney's convinced she's gonna kick my ass, so we'll see.
I did not say that.
Laney is very competitive.
Yeah, that's the only.
Sometimes you're better off like you just. Listen, I'm pretty competitive too, so
Good,
I won't let her win, but sometimes I'm glad when she wins. I have to deal with the aftermath.
I don't have to deal with.
So have you burned a copy of Rise of the Robots yet for your CDI and played her?
What would you say, Ian?
Have you burned a copy of Rise of the Robots for CDI and fought each other yet, or no?
No. I actually haven't played that on CDI.
It's awful, but you should do it.
I'm sure it's great.
No, here's the thing. Like, I mean, like, I'll defend a lot of CDI games to the grave, but like the CDI version of Rise of the Robots is particularly bad because they put that power meter thing on there for no reason.
That game's not good, really.
It's not good anywhere, but like somehow the CDI version managed to make it worse.
They were like, "Oh, we have extra whatever."
we have extra processing power. Let's put it to this power meter thing that is completely arbitrary to the game and just make it really hard to do anything. Anyway, all I'm saying is, like, since you have that adapter to have more than one controller, you should really think about torturing each other with it.
No, I haven't adapted. Oh, because I have this. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Now I can use a Super Nintendo controller and a regular controller.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I hadn't even fucking thought about that.
You can be the first person to play 2-player in a CDI in 100 years.
He hasn't hooked up a CDI even once.
No, that's not
what?
To play a game. You have not.
You're ruining his cred there, Eleni. Come on.
What are you talking about? I streamed it like a month ago.
Oh, on your stream. But I'm saying, like, to play it, just like leisure play.
No, I haven't. Not to do it. But the thing is, like, CDI games are like so short generally.
Yeah.
That like.
That they are basically not like games at all. And the sham of the system.
Oh no! Sorry. Like games at all, sir. How dare you? Listen, I know you haven't drank in a while, Mr.
I might get another fucking beer. This is good. Yeah, but let me. Yeah, that's right. Let me tell you how I really feel about.
Well, Jimmy, just think next PRGE we'll be able to do. I don't know if you know that I have a Super Nintendo to CDI adapter.
So you were talking about, right?
Yeah, dude, I finally got to use it. Oh, fucking so good.
So, how common are the Super Nintendo controllers for CDI?
What?
Well, they have that like Super Nintendo. Well, there's a Super Nintendo type controller for the CDI, right?
No. I mean, it's an adapter to use.
Well, no. Well, I mean, like, there's a Super Nintendo styled controller for the CDI. You know what I'm talking about?
I've never seen that.
So like, okay, for example, like in the beginning of the Thunder in Paradise game, you actually see Jack Lemmon using that controller in the intro.
No, that's like a version of the.
It's a version of the 3-button, but it's styled very much like a.
I know which one.
Super Nintendo. It's like a Super Nintendo controller, except it's like one half of it is inverted to the other, so it's kind of like a figure 8. But it's kind of like that. Ian might be drunk. Yeah, that's possible.
What is your scale now? Earlier it was 6?
I'm pretty sure he's holding the one that's like the wired Wii controller. I don't know.
It's very possible I might be drunk right now. I'm about halfway through this bottle of wine.
I have my full playthrough of Thunder in Paradise on my channel. Give me a few moments.
Yeah, check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about, because it's very much, it's designed stylistically a lot like a Super Nintendo controller, but it's interesting because it has 4 buttons on it, but only 2 of them do anything, so it's kind of intriguing.
You only need those 2 buttons.
You only really need the 2, but it has the option of 4.
John Rogers is in this chat from 2018. From this playthrough. All right. Fast forwarding when he's playing. Almost there.
Yeah. And I think that one actually legitimately had, like, I think it had a screw hole, so you could put, like, a little joystick knob on it, kind of like a Master System, I think.
You know what's funny is, okay, wait, I'm now. Oh, this is a Gravis gamepad. Yeah, he's got, like, the white, those old school, like, Gravis, gamepads you get for, like, PC. That's all it is.
Well, yeah, but it's for CDI, though.
It's the one that you can put, like, a little, like, joystick into.
Yeah. It's for CDI, though, but it's still, stylistically, it's kind of like a Super Nintendo controller, though, if I can enunciate. But apparently this wine is hitting me just hard enough where it's, yeah.
My full playthrough of Thunder in Paradise has 8,000 views.
Well, you know what makes me happy is I remember hanging out on that one with you when you did it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
2018.
Riding your coattails. That's what I care about.
Through the chat, like, in the chat. I don't think Jimmy's in it, so it's probably why it has so many views.
I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing to warn them off.
I couldn't actually do my work that time and sabotage actively.
Jimmy, your Alien video that you're working on.
Yeah.
What system is it for?
MSX.
Original MSX.
Oh, that's right.
I've been waiting for this damn video since 2018, man.
No, I haven't done anything really. I captured a lot of footage, and I actually went to like an old train from like the 1800s, and I climbed into it because you can actually climb into it, and I was like, oh, this looks like alien tech. And I was like, this would be a good background for box shots. I did all box shots. I got like my laser disc of aliens and took some photos of that. I actually had a TV too, like a little mini TV. I remember like filming footage of that playing the game with the MSX2 that I had at the time. But I might have to do like a few more other shots. And,
nice. I learned how to do 3D animation modeling. No big deal.
Fuck you. I have like bullshit Photoshop. I've been doing fake TVs with posters. What's that, lady?
He's only brought this up like 5 times already.
I know he's a very he's a small man. Why you look at small man, girl?
No,
Man,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
I
you know I like your stuff. Like I
don't think you watch my stuff, but thank you.
I comment on it all the time. What are you fucking talking about?
Only to make mean comments.
You just put out videos about.
No. No, yeah. Well, you actually. Last year you put out way more videos than I did. I was like, wow, the hell is actually working on this channel? Where's Ian?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sitting here. I'm laughing too hard. I'm like internalizing all of it. But you're back and forth. Your back and forth literally broke me for a minute. I'm sorry.
Come on, James.
I was saying that Yahel just comes to my videos. He's like a bot for the CDI. He's
bring it up. Yeah.
No, but every time he's like a comment, it's like, hey, cool video, man. Check out my CDI playthroughs on wrestling with gaming after that. What the fuck? Do I know this guy?
Watching this video on my CDI.
Disgusting.
Sorry, so to interrupt you guys, Godzilla asked, didn't the Dreamcast have some things that hardware at PS2 didn't have? Yeah, actually, the Dreamcast had deeper video resolution capabilities than the PS2. But, I mean, the only thing that what the Dreamcast had in comparison was, I think, some, like, memory storage capabilities that the PS2 had over the Dreamcast.
Watch the video that said it has native 1080p.
Yeah, I mean, if you if you follow a video via the Dreamcast guy, he would tell you some fun little facts about the system that you weren't aware of.
I will say, wasn't like built-in hardware anti-aliasing a big thing that was people would always talk about jaggings on the PS2?
No, yeah, well, I mean, like, the Dreamcast arguably had better video capability. Like, I mean, if you look at like Dead or Alive 2, it looks exponentially better on the Dreamcast because it had more, like, just more video memory. So there were a couple of things just hardware design-wise that the Dreamcast didn't do as well. Because I know there are some folks who've been constantly talking about, like, making, like, GTA 3 in the Dreamcast, and they just can't do it because there's just not enough memory available. Which it's just, I mean, I would love to see that on the Dreamcast just because I freaking love the system. But yeah, it's just apparently not possible.
Yeah, I would love to hold Ayane's hand in the Dreamcast version of Dead or Alive 2, but PS2 Dead or Alive Hardcore, I'd afraid my hand would get cut and bleed all over the place.
Sorry, Seven Beatles was Dreamcast was the first 4K console.
Hey, baby.
Dreamcast guy in quotes.
That's why he's Dreamcast guy, man. He knows this shit you don't know. So
Oh yeah, I mean, like he is the Dreamcast guy in quotes. Despite the fact I'm not sure he's actually ever made a Dreamcast video, except for the one where he said it could make 1080p video.
Well, one of the only videos I've ever watched of his was like my top 10 games of all time, and like half the comments were like, "You're the Dreamcast guy, but none of your top 10 games are on Dreamcast." I was like, "Yeah, I love it." This is before I think he had a really big channel too.
I mean, like,
channel neither.
I mean,
he's doing something right.
Yeah, I've been drinking, so I'm not going to talk about Dreamcast.
What about the guy?
No, I loved the chat we had this evening where Genobi was bringing some funny stuff up about Dreamcast guy, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't talk about that, but that's funny shit.
One thing Dreamcast guy can't do is stop making from making fun of your thumbnails. Am I drunk? What's happening?
I think it's stop people making.
Yeah, it is what I mean. Yeah, his thumbnails they're very YouTube 2005 or not 2005, like 2015, like what? Reaction face thumbnails. Laney, I'm gonna show you this
fucking thumbnails.
I'm gonna step away because I don't want to be involved in this. Because me and the Dreamcast guy can collaborate in the future. We'll grab another video.
Yeah, I mean, you might not talk about the Dreamcast in any way, shape, or fashion, but that might be something that happens. But
Sex guy.
Oh yeah. Why is his hand shaped like that?
Oh my God. So there's a video called The Traveler? Is that who you're thinking of? Oh my God. Yeah, I never thought I would put a link to the Dreamcast guy in your chat, but I think
just do it.
Gotta see this thumbnail. Oh wait, how can they see the thumbnail? Because if I link the video, they won't see the thumbnail.
That's right. The way Laney said, "Why is his hand shaped like that?" just broke me.
So hold on, I'm gonna open this in incognito. I can't have. So if you guys look to see the thumbnail we're talking about, if you search YouTube for the Dreamcast video I'm putting in the chat now, my hype for the Last of Us 2 is totally dead. You'll see the thumbnail and his hand does look similar to the Traveler, who has like webbed alien.
Oh wait, the Traveler from TNG.
TNG, where he's got like
he can do like the warp fucking 19 bubble.
Turtle style.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Like fat fingers because they just like put like two of his fingers together or something.
Sorry, I feel bad. I shouldn't like be making jokes like that. But it looks. That's
No,
bad
I think
stuff.
the Dreamcast guy kind of asked for it
You know,
himself.
he hasn't been putting himself in thumbnails as much as he used to. Actually, he's still. What is? I never.
Yeah, why would you put your hands in thumbnails?
I think
Like,
maybe it's something he's doing in editing because if we look at other ones,
Yeah.
they don't look like that.
Sorry,
Or maybe he had like punched.
Let me interrupt the chat really quick. You have Land Cafe, man, back in the day, this game looked better than I used to. It's a good game. And then you have Monster Rage. How you doing? Okay, now back to Soul Calibur.
Anyway.
Oh, I gotta mute this for a second. I gotta have an offline discussion about something.
This victory strengthened the soul of Nightmare.
So, Jimmy, how you doing?
You win.
I think he's getting a drink. We're just doing some research here on this YouTube channel. It could be any channel.
Oh, okay.
Something specific.
Could be any channel.
I mean, in all fairness, the Dreamcast guy, like, I really haven't watched like a lot of his content. I mean, I watched that Dreamcast video, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was gonna be like really good. Like he had like MDG was in it. Like he had like a lot of people in it who I do like. So I was like, oh, okay, this will be interesting. And I mean, to be fair, like he said the 1080p thing and like a couple other more minor things that weren't correct. But I mean, it was. I don't know. I just thought it was gonna be a little bit more, but you know, I'm like a fucking editing nerd. You know, right? So I'm really hard to please when it comes to that. But so I haven't really watched his content, so I'm really just judging him on like a style of thumbnail that, in all fairness, works, right? Like he's got like a big following, and there's a lot of people that he's friends with who are content creators that I respect, like Modern Vintage Gamer. So you know, he can't be all bad, right?
Oh yeah, I think it's just one of those things where the whole 1080p thing was fucking hilarious. We were like, why didn't you just go back and correct that one bit? Because that's kind of ridiculous. But I don't know. I really don't have an issue with Dreamcast guy, aside from the fact that like he calls himself the Dreamcast guy, but yet the vast majority of his videos have nothing to do with the Dreamcast. So it's just kind of funny in that regard.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd name, but you know,
Yeah.
maybe he just like started his channel, you know, as a big fan of the Dreamcast, and you know, he wasn't like really planning on like, you know, doing like YouTube as a career. He was just, you know, just shitting around like a lot of us start, you know.
Oh yeah.
Land Cafe Man, Modern Vintage Gamer rocks my peep shoe.
Yeah, no, I was actually like legitimately shocked at how nice of a guy he was at PGN. Like,
Oh, dude, he was cool.
He was fucking awesome.
Like, I don't know. Yeah,
You're talking about Modern Vintage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Demetrius.
he was really, really nice.
And like we ended up like he and I ended up talking about how like we watch, because like Lainey watches like some makeup channels and like some other stuff that I wouldn't normally watch, and his wife, you know, watches stuff that he wouldn't normally watch. We're talking about how like sometimes we'll like start watching those, and like if they're well made, we're like kind of get into them just because they're entertaining, and we're just, you know, we can appreciate how well made they are. Then we started talking about just like makeup channels and cooking channels and like all kinds of shit.
And then we were like, have you seen Claire and Bon Appetit? Like,
Yeah.
and then
Like I'm
that-
sure if somebody walked by, they'd be like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? Cooking channels. Yeah, Jonathan, I watched that interview MDG did with Bob. It was really good. They gave some background on a lot of cool stuff about Bob in that interview too, from his background. I didn't know he had such a technical background. I guess I should have.
Oh, I'm putting a different game. One sec.
I'm reading back through those. So I was gonna catch up with the chat. Some of these Dreamcast comments are less than complimentary, and I already feel bad for just being drunk and like shitting around. Some of these comments. But yeah, you know, RGT85 does have terrible thumbnails. a lot of times. But I don't know if I'd say they're terrible. It's that same style. But I've watched. He's another guy I never really watched. Like the last few months, I've been like watching him here and there. And honestly, he's good in front of the camera. Like he knows what he's doing. He doesn't like waste a bunch of time. I think he's actually pretty damn good.
We talking about MBG or who are we talking about?
Oh, our RGT85. There's actually
okay.
Been some because I didn't really know a lot about him. I just kind of went off the thumbnails because he does kind of the same style thumbnails sometimes where not so much anymore really, but he used to do the shocked face thumbnail and
why am I in a thumbnail type look?
Yeah. But to be fair, I did that shit when I started off doing those stupid fucking like Let's Plays. So, but like once I actually watched some of his content, I'm like, oh, this guy's like good in front of a microphone. Camera. He like actually seems to plan what he's gonna talk about. So yeah, I actually regret judging him by his cover.
Yeah, my ex-wife was good in front of a camera too. That's why I married her, but it didn't work out. I probably shouldn't find chicks who are on amateur porn sites. So I don't know. That's just me though.
Welcome back, fourth beer, Jimmy.
Oh yeah, well no, this is actually my third beer. So you got me back. You got me hooked back in, just like a true alcoholic. Once it hits your mouth, it's so good.
So are you just like light beer, or are you back to hard A, or?
I'm just doing like Sapporo's and Ibisus, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Anyway, yeah, that's good. That was a good paid sponsorship, Yahel, for RGT, I guess.
I will say, like I've been subbed to him for a while, like RGT85. Like he's not that bad. His thumbnails are still kind of like that whole like Mr. Ostrich and the Ghosts type thing. But it's just
Let's be honest though, and be honest with me, Ian. You think you deserve more subs than him, don't you?
No, I mean, so here's the thing. So based on like the way I've run my whole, here's the thing. Like in deserving, that means you need to actually like position yourself and take advantage of any situation you're in. I've had several situations throughout my online career where I could have capitalized on like what I was doing, and I played my cards completely wrong.
Is this like a chance you had to kill a man and get away with it?
No. So I remember posting videos around the same time the Gaming Historian was posting his. And I did mine completely wrong, because like Gaming Historian was on YouTube, I did mine on Blip. So there were a lot of mistakes I made in the early game that completely derailed any potential momentum I was having there. So I mean,
do like a self kind of like documentary Historicnerd mistakes.
Historicnerd, I can tell you what not to do in a online successful type thing. What you should be doing. So like I remember like Screw Attack was hosting my content constantly. Whenever I post a video, they would pick it up. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, if I had done YouTube, I would have had an actual established base. But I don't know, it's really amusing to me in that regard. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going with this, because I'm about 2.5 bottles of wine deep at this point. But yeah,
2.5.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any sort of disdain for anybody on YouTube who are just doing
no. I mean, I like everybody. There's only legitimately
actively being a dickhole.
Right.
I mean, there's only one like YouTube channel I legitimately dislike completely, and that's there's only one. Yeah, you got it.
Wait, who?
Okay.
Yeah, Kieran Hawken. That
I don't think anybody. Yeah.
Laird's Lards.
The only people that like that guy are people who are not on Twitter, I suppose. Which, to be fair, is probably like a lot of people, but I don't know. You know what? He's not even worth discussing, because all it does is like put his name out there.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much all he is at this point. Like, it's literally a completely toxic human being. It's the only person on YouTube I don't like. I mean, there are some other channels I don't like based out of pure ironicness, I guess.
And the thing is, like, there's reasons to like him outside of the issues and errors with his content. Like, there, issues with the way he's treated people, like you were saying, like. terrible human being.
Or well, I mean, or the fact that like entire videos are literally him copying lines from Wikipedia and just reading them out loud. I mean,
or just making whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
there's that. But yeah, I mean, like, I guess that's.
Yo, is that what the YouTube brand manager calls it?
Yeah.
We gotta get you some more pub. I was thinking about having you and Felix. PewDiePie talk about doing a collaboration.
I call him F Pie. No bigs.
No bigs. Just a lot of pub.
A lot of pub with the F Pie. No bigs.
Yeah, well, that guy seems to have actively just been real, like a dick, I guess. Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, so like, I mean,
say otherwise.
I mean,
the only
I just don't get it.
The only time in the terms of like gaming and retro gaming, the only time I like really hated channels when they're like just giving out bad information, like your editing being lazy or whatever, or your quality of your audio or whatever, that can be like inexperience or just doing it, just shitting around and whatever. But like
worked for me, yeah, that kind of stuff. So,
but like when people are just like giving out bad information, like that's what upsets me, because people will see that and then literally go in the comment section of channels like ours where we do like real research and be like, ooh, well, blah 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 blah. It's like,
speak for yourself.
About that's not true.
No, well, yeah, I just for something like over YouTube, people actively trying to sabotage others or be an asshole over YouTube, and not even just YouTube, but over video games. I just don't understand it. I'm a man who's passionate about my video games, but I could never see myself actively trying to fucking screw somebody over or lie to somebody or ruin somebody's life/YouTube career, whatever the fuck that means.
I thought you were about to do an impression of somebody that tried to do that. Stop
I was. His name was Yahel Wrestling.
I thought you were about to do an impression of Try, actually, and I was like, Try is very nice.
Yep. He tried to fuck me over, man.
Yeah, right.
Thing is, yeah.
Nah, like those guys were sweethearts when I met them.
No, they've always been nice to me, at least in person.
I told you that like when I first met Try, he was the first one I met out of the My Life in Gaming guys. He at that convention, he came up to me and goes, Jimmy told me to tell you that all the CDI is terrible. And like he didn't even like come and tell me, like if he would have come over and just told me, dude, if he would have just come over to me and been like, the CDI is shit, and then like walked off, I would have been like, what the fuck?
I
would have been hilarious.
CDI can lick the cheese from under my nuts. What the fuck? You have a good day. Yeah, that's very nice.
Anyway, here's Corey.
Yeah, I have to apologize for how he treated you. He really likes it when other YouTubers lick the cheese from under.
He's so drunk at that convention.
No. That's right. I love how like Ian brought up if you don't have a frame master, you're a
that was just my whole like what like I love their channel, like I love it to death. But like that was my entire takeaway from watching all of their content was if you don't have a frame meister, you might be a peasant. So that's like my entire takeaway.
Foxworthy.
But their stuff is really good, man.
Right.
Like talk about like like their videos just flow well. Like well edited.
Oh yeah. I haven't talked to him for a long time because I think that period when he came over and did my bidding for me, I don't think he would do it now, but yeah, back then I was talking to him quite a bit. But early on when they were like very low sub, I found their channel and they were like really cool to me and everything too. And those are the old days of YouTube. But I noticed very early on, I was like, man, for a channel with like very few subs, they have very good quality. And,
yeah, they've always had great quality.
Yeah, and they've always been nice to me. So
yeah, I mean, like when I hung out with them that weekend, they said the only thing they regret about YouTube is collaborating with you.
What?
Wait, no, I said, oh, you mean that's what you regret about YouTube? They said just life, and I'm just kidding, Jimmy. I don't even think they had collaborated with you yet.
No.
Oh no, they had, and they were like keeping on the wraps. They couldn't tell me about it, I think, or something.
Oh, a bunch of bitches then. Screw them.
And,
I will say, like last time we were on, I had a stream Bob said like he asked Try if he ever heard my impression of him. He's like, "No, I never heard it." How? All right, well, okay. I'm gonna have to like step up my trolling game, I guess. On the
Well, I mean, Try can just play back a recording of himself and he'll hear it. Like it's spot on.
It's better when I'm not 2.5 years in.
I don't think so.
Well, we'll see. We could get Try and big.
So
we can get the My Life and Gaming channel canceled.
So Alex is still in the chat here. I'm kind of.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier too. I was like,
Yeah.
he's still here. And I thought he would show up, but
Let me. I haven't looked at my phone in a while. Let me see if he messaged.
I didn't see anything, at least in the Skype chat. But
You know, Jimmy, next year you're gonna have to like prepare before we go to like PRGE and just like start drinking like a couple of months before so you can build up your tolerance.
I was actually thinking about that.
You won't get like super messed
I'm
up.
not gonna get away with the not drinking, and I wouldn't want to at a convention like that because it was super fun. Oh, Kevin Ball's going to sleep. Take it easy, man.
Oh, later, Kevin.
Night, Kevin.
Oh, I've been awake for a long time. I gotta rest.
Yep. Yeah, hell, I'm kind of surprised you've made it this long, actually. Because you're like, I can stay for like a little bit. I'm like, man, you've stayed up for like 3 hours.
Well, you're welcome.
I honestly didn't think it had this much fun. So yeah.
Hey man, it was I wasn't sure when you messaged me last night about it for the reasons I stated, but it's been a welcome change of pace.
Oh yeah. That's my
We tried to
that's my philosophy.
take a nap earlier and it started thundering.
Oh,
As soon as we laid down, it was terrible. And then the dog freaked out. He wanted to get on top of both of us at the same time somehow, and it was terrible.
Like no.
Yeah.
No naps happened.
Oh, so I reinstated the dog cam, yeah, so I can.
She's here.
Yeah.
Dog, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Little doggy.
So, what game is this again? I know you've played it before.
This is Mac and X. It's an FPS type shooter for the Dreamcast, which is kind of a weird melee lock-on type game, but it's actually pretty good.
Right.
But it's like an Atlas game, but I guess Atlas apparently is owned by Sega now. But yes.
So Jimmy,
Jonathan's gonna go to sleep too.
In Japan, in Japan, if like somebody like runs into someone else in the street and you start chatting, they're like, "Oh, what do you do for a living? Who do you work for?" And they say Sega. Do they laugh right away or?
You look Sega. Yes.
Oh, they do like an anime.
Later, Jonathan. Catch you later, man.
What's wrong? You look Sega. You're so stupid. That's exactly what they say.
Oh wait, they turned into Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Japanese commercial. Daijo boy. Boy boy. Boy boy. Is that Alex?
What? Alex is
Is
back.
that what
What
it
the fuck?
took to get Alex back? Boy boy.
Wait, what?
Boy boy.
I thought that was Jimmy.
That was Alex.
Well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab more alcohol. Hang on one sec.
That is
Alex, did
fantastic.
you just like wake up like from passing out? What happened?
Sorry, some work shit came up.
Ironically, though, we started talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger and his famous Japanese commercials. Those are energy drinks. So it's like jolted fucking Alex with some energy
Wait a
from
minute,
Autonomy V.
Alex, did you just go kill a man and stay on the thing to have on Skype to have like an alibi?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
okay. Well, that's fine. Ian deletes the streams anyways. It's fine.
So, yeah. What's up, guys? What did I miss?
Dude, you missed a lot. Actually. You can scroll back through the chat. Actually, there's some channels discussion. You missed.
You
a lot
guys
of
talk
stuff.
about mine? I don't care if you talk shit about my channel. As long as you talk about my channel.
Alex,
Yeah,
you have a video
Yahel
with
was
8 million
groveling.
views.
He was like, switch-based YouTube channels, please.
Alex, how many views does your Pac-Man video have?
Like over 1 million.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't
Ooh,
have
that-
it with
that
a
is-
million views.
Yeah, I was talking to Amiga Bill and he was doing a stream and he's like, yeah, we're doing Pac-Man. It's the anniversary of Pac-Man. And I send him the video and he's like, oh man, I'll take a look at it later. He's like, oh no, it's only 2 minutes. I'll play it. And he just like played it on his stream.
Oh, nice.
But that was cool, and he was like, "Oh man, it was really good." It was funny because like when I put that together, I was like just out of college.
Ooh.
It was like a long time ago, like back in the day when I was like not good at what I did.
2017. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I was out of college in 2017.
Fresh flower.
Yep. All those
So,
Silicon
Alex.
Valley execs were just waiting to deflower you.
I think Alex left before you started drinking, Jimmy.
No, I was drinking a little bit. I think I just came back and I had drinks.
Time means nothing to me.
I'm here. I'm not done.
But Ian, like I think opened another bottle since you left.
Oh yeah, he says he drinks 3 bottles a night. I'm like, you crazy man. Like I could barely do like 3 Coors Light.
Not to be fair,
It doesn't get me hungover. I'm like, what?
Ian is a ladder tall, so.
Oh, I know. Like Ian's incredible.
He's what they call a brick.
You know, it's so funny, like at PRG, like last year when like Ian was walking around, you know, he's already like a big dude, and then he's got a backpack on, and like he's like a couple of guys like he bumped into, they'd be like, they'd turn around all fast and see him, and be like, "Oh, excuse me, sir."
Okay, what a mess.
My apologies.
Oh, no.
That you're an incredible brick house that can drink way more than the rest of us.
Yeah, and I was just telling him how like when you were walking around PRG last year and like, you know, somebody would accidentally bump into you or whatever, they'd turn around all fast and they'd look at you and they go, "Oh, excuse me."
Oh yeah.
Please don't break my neck.
Like in the footage that you uploaded, the
360 footage, yeah.
The 360.
Yeah, the 360 was great.
And like if you like pan around, you'll see people bumping into from behind and look at them. Excuse me, sir.
I'm just not gonna say
Next Portland get Retro Gaming Expo or whatever expo. If they do that and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir."
Sorry,
like,
Mr. Thorpe.
"Oh, what are you shopping for?" And if they say Sega Saturn, break their neck.
That was the right answer.
What games you looking for? I'm
I'm
looking
just waiting for you to say
for
CDI.
All right, I'm gonna put on a different game. 1 sec.
Ian, do you have
Oh,
a...
you just started playing this like 8 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Fine, I'm over it.
Oh, how drunk are you?
A fair amount, yeah.
There's
1
arrow
second.
dancing.
On the Dreamcast, what is a game that is incredible to play besides Crazy Taxi and Sonic Adventure?
I like to think like, what's a good game to stream? Like maybe like a real buggy game. At this point, I'm drunk.
Game? You should play Pen Salon.
Wait, Godzilla 73. I drank 2 Long Island iced teas, which I never drank before at a work award ceremony. Bad idea. I spoke too much of my mind. Too much.
Yeah.
Oh,
Choo Choo Rocket's pretty fun to play when you got a lot of friends playing. Yeah. I did that over Parsec on my stream one day, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, "Oh, this is amazing!" Because they didn't know. They didn't know. They never played it.
Rockets, son. Yeah,
Is that what he's putting in? Choo Choo Rocket?
No, I put in Dead or Alive 2, actually. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
John Rogers says Daikatana on this.
I think Daikatana only had a PC and N64 release, I think. I could be wrong. I don't think they ever actually had a Dreamcast release.
Look at that drop shadow on the Tecmo logo. Like,
I think that's actually part of his conversion, because I noticed it's darker on top.
Wait, what?
I think that's like his some analog thing happening on.
Oh, catch you later, Mad Action. How you doing, man?
Oh yeah, maybe you're right.
Later, man.
You have a good night.
Who's leaving?
Mad Action.
Good night, Mad Action.
What was it? We did what was it, like a couple weekends ago? We're doing like Final Fight, and then.
Oh yeah, we did a bunch of.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Final Fight.
I know Mad Action was there.
Yeah, we what's that?
Actually, I must have missed that one.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, it was a real good stream. I'm not saying because you weren't there, but you know,
I'm not saying, but I'm saying.
I gotta put in that picture of the good fellas laughing.
Yeah, I think I did. I saved our Streets of Rage 3 playthrough.
Yeah. I think we got a couple stages in. I think.
Dude, I think we got like halfway through. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we got a fair amount. I think.
Yeah, we were doing good.
All
yeah,
right,
I don't know. The funny thing was like last weekend, I was actually hoping you'd play that again because I'm like, fuck, I want to play further.
I want to beat Streets of Rage 4 with you guys. It's
is that 3?
player.
Is it 3 player?
So when you're local, it's 4 players. So just join up Parsec, but it's only 2 player multiplayer online.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
only
bought
like
it. I bought it on
$5.
PC. Right. So, like,
No, yeah, we were talking about that, playing that one.
Yeah, you know,
it's actually kind of hard because I was playing it with my crew like not too long ago, and we're like, "Fuck, we need like turn on easy mode."
it's like a 3.5 hour playthrough, right? Like if you just like don't do any extra stuff.
I don't know.
Or think about it.
God, I don't know, Dead or Alive 2 on the Dreamcast is fucking amazing. Just put that out there.
So why does it say the copyright 96, 97, 98, and 2000?
Well, you gotta get all the years.
Because Dead or Alive clearly is a game that was developed with quantum technology. So they were working on it in all of those years, so every year is viable in terms of their production.
I will say like this, I think Dead or Alive 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4, it's like the perfect like balance between like not getting the weird uncanny valley, where it's like a little bit too realistic, you're like, ew. But it's just like, I was like, oh, it's like 3D anime.
It's like Comic Sans.
Oh, it does look like Comic Sans. Oh, whoa! I like Comic Sans. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I mean like the technical stuff. That's okay. When it comes to Comic Sans, I'm very passionate. So, not at all. I was enraptured by their beautiful eyes.
No, but I think you're right. Like this is just before things started to hit that uncanny valley.
A little bit too like,
So,
Dead or Alive 3 on the Xbox was really
so my,
cool because it had all the options and all the characters and all the outfits and stuff, and then they started DLC the fuck out of these games.
Saying, what is this music?
So, change the subject entirely. So, I actually own stock in Sega, and they're having their annual meeting right now, and I can log in and vote apparently.
I will say, Ian, apparently Gabriel says it's too hard.
Yeah.
Oh, is it too loud?
Yeah,
No, because you were saying way out of place.
Hold on, let me mute it. I'll listen. I'll let you know.
I'll turn it down a hair. The music's probably kind of hard. Ian, check your audio, Jesus! Apparently the audio on this one is dramatically higher than every other game I've played this evening.
It's because it's got a rockin' soundtrack.
Yeah,
I would say like Dead or Alive 3, I bought that with my Xbox launch day. That was the only time I ever bought a game, a system and whatever on launch day. And I loved it. It was great. But yeah, those costumes that you're talking about, Alex, I waited like, I think maybe it was like a year or 2 years until official Xbox magazine actually had the DLC for you to download. And it was like this giant download for like 20 costumes. Or like, you had to like, put it onto your system. It's like, this is like the most large kind of like save I have on my system for like 20 costumes. But it was like, it was the
how
coolest
many of
thing
those
at the
did you
time.
even like use?
I used them all because like back then it was like, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Back then?
You get an extra. Yeah, back then it was like Bayman gets an
Sorry, Yahel was bringing up the Comic Sans discussion that people might have missed with the music being too loud.
Oh, they were
Yeah,
too
during
like
the,
they were too
cutscenes.
busy like looking away and covering their ears and like we didn't even see the Comic Sans where it was like Hayate, aren't you my brother Hayate? Yeah, so.
Oh, okay. So apparently, with my stock, I can vote for Hajime Satami, or
You can vote for like their next marketing.
yeah,
plan.
I can vote for literally. I can vote for the
Excited
team of
and
personnel they
beautiful.
have going on here. I'm kind of like, that's kind of why I love owning Sega stock, just because I have access to these votes. They do this every year.
Vote for more Dynamite Cop.
We're gonna get off here at 30 after because
We're drunk.
we're pretty drunk and we gotta walk the dog.
Let's see, so that's 15 minutes. I think that's a reasonable time for me to end the stream. I think because I've already been going for like over 3 hours. I think so.
You've just been going and going.
Eh.
Man.
Activated Complex, how you doing, man? Yeah, I don't know. I find these streams, I tend to get started at 10 p.m. and just go till I feel like ending it. So that's usually how they work.
Look at this Hulk Hogan looking character. Hollywood
right.
Hulk Hogan.
Let's see here.
Yeah, and they also had like his daughter.
Or you could say
see,
he's
can
like
I-
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Oh, he is very Dog the Bounty Hunter-ish. But this is before Dog the Bounty Hunter, I think, was on TV.
Thing, yeah.
This is where he took his inspiration from.
But wait a minute, I don't know. This might be around the time that he 2000.
This was 2001 probably.
But let me go to
Late
shitty
2000.
retro gaming YouTube channel's research center.
Oh wait.
aka
No,
Wikipedia.
sorry, that was Dead or Alive 3. So this would have been like 99, 98. Because of the arcade.
All right, so Dog the Bounty Hunter, his first show 2004, so not too far off, but this is pre. So I think this gets
Pre-dog.
This is pre-dog, bro.
So we have time.
Yeah.
Pre-dog.
So it really does. Then again, Historicnerd hates the East Coast. Yeah, I guess that would be fair, but I guess I pretty much all my streams are based exclusively off of when I get my daughter to bed. So it's based off more when I can get her down and I can actually like go do stuff. It's usually how I base that off of it.
Reaper Ronin, 12-year-old me would love this game. I wonder why.
God, I have to say, like, Dead or Alive 2 is a pretty freaking great game. Like, Dead or Alive 3 on the Xbox is pretty solid.
Yeah,
but
this water looks the best. So.
I don't know. Dead or Alive 2 though is like the prettiest game on the Dreamcast, I think.
I would put it up there as one of the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even back when it first came out, I was like, damn.
No, it's freaking gorgeous. Like this game on the PS2 doesn't look half as good.
Are these characters going to be okay with these windmills? I hear that they
You cause cancer and all that? Yeah.
I've heard they cause cancer.
They cause audible cancer.
And if the wind stops, who's still going to be able to film? You run out of electricity. You run out of comic sans.
You can turn your game up quite a bit, just so you know, Ian. Sorry, it took me a while to get my audio figured out here.
Well, I think the menu music volume was rather high. Okay. But I guess
I
the
could
game...
hardly hear the game. All I could hear was just like you.
Yeah, I think the game audio.
Yeah, that's too much Ian. Too much Ian.
Too much Ian.
too much Ian audio right now. It's just fucking killing the vibe. Too much of it.
Also on video.
Yeah, I think I should probably go back to literally just game.
Oh,
this is
no,
awful.
I don't
just game. 16:9. Just stretch it over.
Just 16:9. All you see is game. I feel like my best work was in 16:9. That's all I gotta say in terms of like.
This is better because earlier we were seeing you corpse. I think we gotta start like when we stream. I think I told you next time I stream and you're on, I'm gonna like force you to be on camera.
We were talking about that, yeah. God, that'd be fun.
Now you got that good internet.
Yeah, I mean, like now that I could send you like a.
Progressively getting drunker and drunker.
Yeah, and like earlier.
Lainey, that's every stream I've ever done is me getting progressively more and more drunk. So I'm gonna go ahead and just celebrate that by drinking more and pausing. Yeah.
You know.
Right, so let's catch up with the chat. Okay, Activated Complex said, nah, partnership with Microsoft would mean a single platform on a console. I think companies are more. How dare you have to shout somebody else? Reaper Road, I love this game. Then you hate the the East Coast. I think you said the East Coast is beneath you.
Well, I remember like. No, I remember. So when you were living in the East Coast, it was really fucking hard to coordinate live streams with you, because like. But then again, like I don't know, we used to drink a lot more in like 2017 when we first met.
Oh my god.
those were long drunk streams. Oh God, yeah.
No, maybe you're right. I think it might have been 2017.
Like I remember us like
2017. I think you're right.
Yeah, we were drinking a lot, streaming way late in the night.
Yeah, so we would start like at I think like 9 my time.
Mm-hmm.
Or so, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Which would be midnight.
No.
Yeah, well, that was back before my daughter was born, so yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, not every time, but it was not uncommon to go to like 3 a.m.
Yeah, we were drinking a lot, streaming.
But in those days, back when you was very humble. And surprisingly, believe it or not, I was something like that. Maybe more or less. I don't know. But I remember the first time I talked to you, talking on the Charming guy, and I was like, oh.
I was like, oh man, I like this
I
guy
think we got
already.
into some big political discussion, actually.
No, we didn't.
No,
And
I
was like, oh, but I was like, I'm not gonna get into a fight with you because I'm not very.
I don't know.
political
I think
myself.
it was passionate.
But it was mostly alcohol. Yeah, and that's always good, I think.
Yeah.
You always gotta have those even especially over alcohol. Why not?
You don't know what a charming guy you are, Jimmy. Don't.
Oh no.
Abe.
But that's back when I liked Yahel. Nowadays, Yahel's always talking shit. I'm like, I don't like this guy no more.
I bringing up, not long after that I was getting close to passing you in subs. And I'm like, well, Jimmy, it's nothing to worry about. There's no.
Yeah, apparently
hey man, I saw you getting a lot more subs. Good on ya.
the game audio is
Fucking
way too
more than
loud.
me though. Fucking would. Yeah. No, those were funny days though. Yeah, but I feel like I got more into drinking because of you assholes streaming.
It's our fault.
We have
Blame
never.
the Americans.
I guess we have to go get it.
Shitty America.
No, I blame honestly. I blame 2018 for my my alcohol addiction. In terms of being stuck on a military base in Missouri, there was really nothing else to do.
That's right.
But those were good times in terms of like Yahel streaming CEI and just drinking nonstop. It was great.
Yeah, all those Thunder in Paradise streams. I
Those were
loved
good-
them, man,
those were
every
good.
time, and that's how I got hooked on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where like there's like when you stream that much and you stream CDI in particular that much, like you do get like a lot of subscribers initially off those streams, but there comes a time when the people that are looking to subscribe from that start to be less the people who will leave you for only streaming CDI. So I had to start mixing it up.
To start updating the content roster there.
People that can't handle the power, the fertility
they
of the
can't.
CDI.
They can't deal the
Really?
fertility.
It's too much. I will say this though, if you can make it as a variety streamer, that means that you're an awesome person. Because it's hard to get people to just watch you play whatever, because that means they're there for you. Because they have no idea what you're playing half the time. You're just like, look at this old game that I thought was really cool, you know?
What a shitload of fuck.
Right. Well, one thing that Ian does that I think a lot of streamers couldn't get away with is like when Ian streams like those military RTS games, because like he can actually explain the tactics, like, oh yeah, this is a real thing or whatever, yada yada. And like I think a lot of people wouldn't be able to do it. Just like, oh, this is Axis and Allies. I don't know.
Wait. Are you saying that Ian is justifying military strategy games? How dare you?
Listen, I'm pretty.
No, I rather enjoy talking about the God, what is the TurboGrafx military strategy game? What is that one?
Surviving the CDI. You mentioned the
Yeah, surviving the CDI, the game.
16 died.
Oh my god, man! I have to say, like, oh, I got it. Man, I'm
What happened,
you know,
Ken?
you know what? You know what? This the second bottle of wine, I'm more than halfway through, and it's starting to hit me rather hard.
Yes.
But
Say it ain't so, Ian.
But-
Say it ain't so.
no, I think I was getting rather trashed there, and I was fondly remembering back to when
CDI.
when no so
banned Godzilla 73 from the chat. He said, I just like chatting. Content is good also, except for CDI. Ban him.
Let's give him
Military Madness. Godzilla's got it. But no, I was thinking back to actually the live stream you and I did when you came over to my house, like a year ago or so.
Oh, when I was driving.
Yeah,
to,
that was
Washington.
yeah. God, that was great. Like the CDI stream we did, that was fucking fantastic.
I think I said something to you like, "Oh, I'm really tired," because at that point I had been driving. That was like my 5th day of driving from Florida to Washington.
Oh yeah.
So across the country, I was like, maybe we'll stream for a little bit. I didn't want to not stream, right? Because that was our first like stream together in the same room. And then I think we ended up streaming for like 4 hours.
God, yeah, we threw a while, yeah.
And at some point I went to go pee and I looked in the mirror and I just told myself, I only have to drive like 7 hours. Which was nothing after driving like 48 hours across the country.
No, it was funny because I remember we live streamed for like 4 or 5 hours, and then you and me we we were
we
sitting.
drank after
Well, yeah,
that because
we
had a
were
few more
sitting.
drinks.
We sat in my kitchen for like another 3 hours drinking till like the
just
sun
having
came up,
drinks
just
yeah.
just bullshitting with each other. And like the funny thing was, I like my wife was like really pissed because like I was apparently wandering the upstairs of the house looking for a bathroom, and she was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm looking for a bathroom." She's like, "Fucking stop what you're doing right now," because I was like that trashed, and it was yeah.
And that's while I was busy slaving away, setting up the house for you, Hal. Setting our bed up by
This
myself.
motherfucker, I drove from Florida to Washington, and I'm not saying DC, Washington fucking state. 5.5 days of driving with 2 cats.
Hey, you know, I set you up with a.
Everything was clean.
I had to sell everything in my house. Well, not everything. You're not gonna win.
Well, I mean, like I set you up with like a fucking whole room. You get your cat set up.
You were
and,
awesome.
Yeah.
Dude. I very hospitable, much more so than somebody who's complaining right now. No,
Hey, dude,
Ian hooked
where are
it
you
up.
going
I
to
had a
bed tonight? You
room.
going to bed in Ian's house? Or you
I had
going
a
to bed in
space-
Len's house?
I had a space for cats. Like it was
You know, I got my nice
really
McMansion
appreciate
over here. Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome. Well, I think we had Uber deliver McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing that I noticed about this game here, you know, because we are playing games. Where's the load?
What?
Is that what you're saying?
No, what were you saying?
Where are the load screens of this? It's just like there's no fucking loading. This game's incredible.
Oh yeah, Dead or Alive 2 on the Dreamcast is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I hadn't even noticed.
Yeah, it's like normally there'd be like a hard load screen, be like loading, wait for like 10 seconds. It's just
I
like
think there was one like at the very big. I'm talking like, you know, when he first started playing, that was it. Yeah, you're right. This is very seamless, and actually, this looks really, really good.
No, yeah, this game is freaking phenomenal.
It's water though. I'm still.
You're still mad about this fucking two-dimensional fucking Cinema 4D plane that's just pissing you off.
Come on, smash those
water,
buttons, win.
I will say, like, the first time I remember, like, really being impressed with, like, video game water were, like, 2 games. Super Mario Sunshine and also Halo. And Halo before Sunshine, obviously. But it's like, oh, that's amazing. I remember I had a kid who was at my school who was a Japanese exchange student, and I was like, I would blow this motherfucking Japanese kid's mind with my Xbox. So I showed him that beach scene in Halo, and he saw it where, like, they're coming in on the shore and everything, and the water's coming in. And he was like, this is the power of Microsoft and America technology. I always remember, I was like, fuck yeah, you better recognize.
Well, I mean, like, to be fair, fucking Microsoft technology is just stolen from fucking Sega.
Hey, the American company.
Every time I hear about like console games and everything, and every time it's like, oh, this game's so amazing looking, I don't know, I was spoiled by PC games and having like high-end graphics cards all the time, and it's just like, okay, I saw this like a few years ago. Well, his hands are really big.
Yeah,
well, I mean, like, so
disconnected from his wrist, kind of. Oh,
well, I mean, like, so, like, you could be spoiled from like, okay, so let me interrupt this here. You could have been spoiled from like PC games. I had access to all like the fucking proper graphics accelerator cards from the era and stuff like that. But ultimately, you never had that like smooth console experience on PC. I mean, like, you had Shadows of the Empire on PC.
But once
like,
you had the game up and running, it was.
I mean, it looked better on like PC and all that, but like, you never had that just like instantaneous turn the power switch on of the console and just get up and go. You never had that on PC. There was always extra steps involved.
I agree.
Yeah, but once you got it up and running, it looked way better.
No, I mean, it looked better. Like, I mean, for example, like Final Fantasy VII on the PC looked fucking amazing in comparison to the PlayStation.
Yeah,
but
it was not that much better.
It was still. I mean, I'm trying to narrate and give you a visual story here, Alex, and you keep fucking it up.
But I'm just that guy's like, yeah.
You're supposed to be like, yeah, Final Fantasy VII did look better.
I mean, barely.
I mean, it is.
Endorsement if I've ever heard.
But there was just more shit you had to do on the PC version of that. It's all I'm trying to get at too. Like, I mean, like the PC version of Shadows of the Empire when it came out with like whatever Voodoo version that was. I think it was Voodoo 1 or something like that. Like it was pretty great, and there were like more features available on that than there was in the N64. But like,
who did it better, Mega Race on PC or Sega CD?
I never played the Sega CD version.
Well, Sega CD did everything better because it was just plug and play. So I mean, like, come on.
Was it really plug and play?
Well, I mean, like you paid well, Alex, let's think about Alex. Let's think about this. You paid $9 because you didn't believe I could make it through the second level on fucking the Rebel Alliance, whatever it was.
Oh yeah, you got $10 for that too.
Yeah, you were like, fuck you.
Like, fuck, that level's hard because like I had to cheat to get past it on my stream. I fucking bitched out on that shit.
I will say like in 2000, maybe 2001, right before the Xbox came out, the Xbox ruined my life. I will say this because
go on.
My PC wasn't like super strong. I think I still had a Windows 95. Maybe I had a Windows 98.
Super strong. I've never heard of describe that.
It was super powerful.
Xbox ruined my life is the highlight of this one.
Like really cool games, but I did have RPG Maker 2000, and I was always playing RPG Maker 2000, making like weird games and shit, right? And I was just learning how to make like the battle system custom to where you could see your characters and everything. And then I got the Xbox, and it ruined my life. And I was like, I don't want to fucking make
game developer future.
No, I could have been talking to Alex, like, yeah, about the graphic shaders in that one game. And then I was like, I got Xbox, I got Derloft friggin' Halo.
So I actually, the first game console I ever personally owned was the original Xbox.
What?
Yeah, and I only bought it so that I could emulate a bunch of old SNES games and NES games and have controller support, and it was easy. We could get around a TV and just play.
Yeah, well, I guess with the original Xbox, like, was an amazing console for that.
Yeah,
they made fun of it, but like there were certain things the Xbox could do that was just so much easier, and it was very powerful. It was just a very powerful PC at the time.
It was just a mid-ranged PC, and it had controllers. And it
700 megahertz PC.
Yeah, that was mid-range back in 2000.
Well, well, I don't know. So in 1999, I was running a 400 megahertz Celeron.
Well, I mean, yeah,
and that ran fucking Half-Life, and that ran Half-Life 2.
Yeah,
and so fucking actually I ran Half-Life 1. My bad, I'm a liar. But it's like when fucking when the Xbox One came out with 700 megahertz, that was fucking amazing.
Yeah, but at that time I had like whatever 1.8 gigahertz or 2 gigahertz AMD system that was like, crushing the game at the time.
Well, yeah.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but I think we're going to get going so we can walk the dog and.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm probably going to end the stream here, but so I think this is probably a good stopping point. So I definitely want to thank everybody for dropping by and hanging out as long as you have. Have a fantastic evening. If you weren't aware, the individuals in the chat with me were Yahealth Wrestle to Gaming, Jimmy Hoppa, Import Gaming for the win, and
you can see my channel at youtube.com/Dreamcast Guy.
Dreamcast Guy, 1080p, Dreamcast.
Don't forget Laney,
the
actual master.
Oh yeah, Laney COD, fuck your shit up. Is her stuff.
Destroy you in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, this guy's also Alex from Human Interact, Starship Commander, that particular game franchise. But definitely want to thank you guys for dropping by and hanging out as long as you have. You guys have a fantastic evening, day or night, or what is you doing? All right.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah, everyone's fantastic. You guys have a great night. All right. Bye.
Wait, Jimmy Hoppa, Import Gaming.
Yeah. Pitch Jimmy Hoppa again. Yeah. Do not forget that one. But all right.
We're looking out for you, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. All right. Bye.
See ya. Bye. Dude, someone just posted in your Discord that Tonka Joe movie.